and the confidence will help them. It just pulls them together, and they really believe they can win.
The offensive starters that'll be introduced. There is Charlie Brown. You'll be seeing him in action because it is coming up. It is these Washington Redskins against the San Francisco 49ers in just a moment.
Came to quarterback the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. In his senior season, Joe Theismann upset #1 Texas in the Cotton Bowl and finished second in the Heisman Trophy voting. But success in the NFL came harder. For a long time with the Washington Redskins, the only action he got was returning punts. Meanwhile, the honor of quarterbacking Notre Dame had been passed to Joe Montana of Monongahela, Pennsylvania. He specialized in stunning comebacks and won a national championship for the Irish in 1978. Their only meeting as professionals was a game that sent Montana's team on to the Super Bowl directly. And curiously, from the ashes of this day, sent Theismann's team on to the Super Bowl a year later. Benched in the afternoon, Theismann settled his differences with Coach Joe Gibbs this night, and by the next season ranked as one of the finest quarterbacks in the game. Montana and Theismann. After today, one of them is going back to the Super Bowl, but only one.
CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, the National Football Conference Championship game. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Washington Redskins.
Live from RFK Stadium in our nation's capital, the 49ers are in town to face the awesome Redskins. Weather conditions, temperatures 32 degrees, an even one. Wind southwest 10 miles an hour. The forecast for the rest of today is cloudy. Good afternoon, I'm Pat Summerall. Awesome is a word that has been often used to describe the Redskins. They come into this game with the best record in pro football, 15-2. They've won 13 out of 14 in this stadium. The fans give them unbelievable support. They just exude confidence. Now, with me is a man who's been in this situation as a coach many, many times, John Madden, in championship games, Super Bowl games. Many people, John, don't give the 49ers a chance against the Redskins. How do you feel about it?
I don't know that they have much of a chance either, but I know one thing. On defense, they can't get in a grunting contest with those hogs. They can't, boom, get down there in those pits and take them on. So what they want to do today on defense is tighten up their linebackers, and they want to use quickness on defense to stop John Riggins. Now, that may be an idea. On offense, what they want to do is surprise them. Bill Walsh says that we can't run when we're supposed to, nor can we pass when we're supposed to pass. He said we want to run when we're supposed to pass when we're supposed to run. He said we have to have the element of surprise. The other thing he said is we want to go for something big against them, and we want to go early. So I think we're going to have some fireworks down there, and I think we're going to have some fireworks right off the bat.
And the man who's plotted the 49er fireworks is Bill Walsh, but he'll have to wait a while. There's Joe Gibbs, the Redskin coach, on his side of the field. The last time they met was in 1981. Since then, the Redskins are 35-6. As a matter of fact, that was the game that turned things around for them. The 49ers, 27-13. Disappointing in 1982, but they're in the championship game one more time as Ray Wersching lines up to kick it off. Alvin Garrett's number 89, deep, but they'll kick it away from him. Reggie Evans fumbles, bobbles at the 15, now finds some room, is down at the 21. Bill Ring, the first 49er down to hit him. Let's check out the lineups on offense, and it's a good offense. The quarterback, Joe Theismann. The one lone running back is a big load, John Riggins. Ricky Walker is the H-back. Art Monk and Charlie Brown wide, and the tight end is Don Warren. Up front, it's Jacoby, Grimm, Bostic, May, and Stark, the Hogs. And they are big. Theismann. Would be hard to say this has been his best year because he's had 3 or 4 in a row. Charlie Brown goes in motion. Fake to Riggins and out to Brown. And Brown has it. First down, Redskins to the 49er 35. Ricky Ellison on the defense. Speaking of defense, let's check out the Niners. They play a 3-man front. Stuckey, Kugler, the nose tackle, and Dwayne Board. The linebackers, Harper, Ricky Ellison, the Hacksaw, Reynolds, and Keena Turner. Secondary, Young, Tough, and Good. Lott, Wright, Williamson, and Hicks. First down, Redskins, their own 35. 14-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage. Theismann to Brown. Warren goes in motion this time, and this is Riggins. 49ers meet him right at the line of scrimmage, led by the nose man, Pete Kugler, and Riggins only got a yard. There's the book on him.
That was an interesting start. The Redskins coming out and throwing on the first down. Let's watch the next first down play here, and we'll see Kugler taking on Bostic. Good job. You see, he took him on, slipped off that block, and got right there in the hole so Riggins couldn't get off tackle. That's what they're going to have to do all day. Get up there tight, use that quickness, get off the blocks, get into the backfield.
Riggins got a yard, but we call it 2nd and 10. That's Monk, the move man, and here is Riggins wide right. Nothing doing. He might have lost whatever he got on the play before. Ronnie Lott came up to make the stop, and Lott is one of those guys who doesn't mind contact.
Yeah, he doesn't mind it, and one thing that they were talking about, and Ronnie Lott was saying, he said, I'm going to have to get up there and help a little on the run, but I hope there's a lot of other guys up there when I get there. And I think on that last play, they had that. They had the whole line sliding down, the linebackers, they were all there.
Now the Niners go with 5 defensive backs. The extra one is Collier. Stover is at defensive end, and here's Theismann back to throw on 3rd and long. And going long to Giaquinto. And out of bounds, incomplete. And the 49er defense does its job after allowing that first down completion. Collier was the man back with Giaquinto.
You know, an interesting thing on that play, Pat, is they brought in Fred Dean, the leading pass sacker, their best pass rusher. He usually plays on the right side. He should play against Joe Jacoby. He came in on the left side the first time he was in, and he lined up against George Stark. Interesting matchup.
Jeff Hayes back to kick for the Redskins, and this is Dana McLemore for the 49ers. He is dangerous. McLemore wearing gloves. Hayes gets off the high hanging kick, and a fair catch signal goes up, and the 49ers will take over at their own 35-yard line. Out quickly, only a 31-yard punt, no return, so that's the net, 31. You look at Bill Walsh, 0-0 first quarter. Wilson in place of Dwight Clark, Solomon, and Russ Francis, who just caught that pass, the tight end. Up front, a big 49er offensive line as well. Harris, Ayers, Quillen, Cross, and Keith Bonhorst. 2nd and 1. 2 tight ends for the 49ers. Eason, Ramson, and Francis. They give to Tyler, and Tyler breaks into the Redskins secondary and into Redskin territory for a gain enough for a first down and more.
This is one thing the 49ers want to do. You see, you come out on first down and you throw the ball. You come back on 2nd down. They run a little draw or delay there to Tyler. You see, he started to the inside. He made Darrell Grant react to the inside, and then he bounced right outside of Grant.
That is the rookie safety man, Ken Coffey, the injured Redskin who had to come up and make the stop on Tyler. The 49ers get a first down. They move into Redskin territory to the Redskin 46. Placed by Curtis Jordan, number 22 in the Redskins secondary. Coffey came off the field under his own power, so he probably will be back. 49er first down. They put Craig in motion, and Montana throws back to Tyler, who drops it. Darrell Green came up and hit him, and Tyler gets around the corner in the other direction, and now the Redskins' Anthony Washington takes him down, and it's a big loss for the Niners.
Could have been a much bigger loss, or it could have been a lot worse play had he not recovered the fumble. You watch, it's a flip or a toss play out here to the right. You see the reverse pivot. Now Tyler never got the handle on the ball. Luckily, he picked it up. Now he comes back and says, holy moly, too many white jerseys here. Let me see if I can find some friends out there. I do, but no one blocks Anthony Washington right there.
A loss of 9, so it's 2nd down and 20. The 49ers back at their own 44. Jeff Moore was the man in motion, and Montana is back to throw. Has Jeff Moore. He can't find the handle, and it's incomplete. He never had it. Mel Kaufman on the coverage. The 49ers and Bill Walsh particularly said to us last night, we're going to get some people open. And so far, they've been able to do it.
That's what he said. You know, it's interesting how Bill Walsh does this, and it's different from any other coach. He scripts his plays. He has the first 25 plays scripted.
There's the Washington defensive line. They play 4 up front. Liebenstein, Butts, Grant, Dexter Manley, the secondary, and the linebacker. Kaufman, Olkowitz, and Rich Malott, all of whom had good years. It is now 3rd and 20 for the 49ers from their own 44. Montana back to throw. Now has to come out, chased by Butts, pointing. Montana up the sideline. Flags are down as Montana tiptoes back into Redskin territory. Knocked out of bounds. Montana was knocked out of bounds. He might be shaken a little bit. He picked up 18. He needed 20. Montana, magnificent athlete.
This is an interesting call here, Pat, because once the quarterback starts to run...
There's no foul on the play.
That's right. There's no foul. Thank you. Once the quarterback starts to run, now the defensive secondary can hit those receivers after 5 yards. So they lose all their protection. See, so they throw the flag when they think it's a pass. Let's watch it right here. You see, they think it's a pass. He throws the flag right there. And now, because it was a run and not a pass, you see those guys that were receivers are now blockers, so that's okay. So they pick up the flag. That was a good call.
And we'll keep watching Montana. Tom Oros is the punter for the 49ers, and Nick Giaquinto, who had that big punt return last week against the Rams, is back deep for the Redskins. Oros tries to go out of bounds, shanks it, and it does go out of bounds, but a lot quicker than he hoped. Let's see what happened to Montana. He seems okay. Walking without limping.
I tell you, he's a competitor, though. He was going for that first down, wasn't he?
Only a 7-yard punt. That hurts. 7-yard punt by Tom Oros.
See what he was trying to do? He was pointing that ball towards the sideline. He was trying to go for the coffin corner, and he shanked the doggone thing, and he only got a 7-yard punt, which gives the Redskins good field position here.
They're at their 30, 1st and 10. They put Art Monk in motion. Heisman gives to Riggins. Here is their favorite play, that counter. And it only gets about 2 yards. Ricky Ellison is the man who made the hit. Guy Benjamin warming up over on the 49ers sideline. So it could be that Montana might have hurt himself when he was knocked out of bounds.
I'll tell you, that would be a disastrous blow for the 49ers. One of the problems is that you get your starting quarterback ready and he gets all the plays in practice. That backup really in a championship game doesn't get much work during the week.
Redskins go to work, and Heisman outside to Art Monk. Fumble. Eric Wright, Carlton Williamson over there. Here is Montana. Sitting down with a jacket on and now takes it off. He was in front of the heater, and he doesn't seem to be limping.
Looks like they may have been checking his left knee. Did you see that sock was down there a little lower? But I've always said the indicator whether a player's going back in or not is whether he has his helmet on. Joe Montana has that helmet on. He's ready to go back in the next series.
Just warming his feet. First down, Redskins, their own 44. 10:09 left to play first quarter. No scores yet. Here's Riggins. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. Riggins, who's had 5 consecutive playoff games where he's gained over 100 yards, is hit by Jim Stuckey this time, and he takes him down. Tina Turner with an assist.
Well, that's the thing that the 49er defense was talking about. You know, doing quick moves, not taking on those hogs, you know, not, boom, you know, getting in those grunting contests, but trying to hit the gaps and get into the backfield.
Well, Bill Walsh said we were quicker than they are, and I don't think they know we're quicker than they are. And so far, they've been able to control Riggins.
That's why they play the game, isn't it? We'll all find out.
Monk is the move man this time, and now Giaquinto goes left. And again, this time it's Joe Washington. And Washington surges into 49er territory, very close to a first down before Dwayne Board can make the stop.
I'll tell you, the job that the left tackle, Joe Jacoby, the biggest of all the Hogs, does on Fred Dean. Now watch 74. Here's Fred Dean. He's playing the right side this time. Watch Jacoby. He gets him. He gets into him. Look, he gets him. You can't even see Dean anymore. It's like, boom, the sun. Where'd the sun go, man? And they run right inside him. I think Dean would rather go over the other side and play on start. I'll tell you, Joe Jacoby may be the best tackle in football today.
He's certainly one of the biggest, 6'7", and in the neighborhood of 300. There goes Clint Didier in motion, and this is Riggins over the left side, and Riggins gets the Redskin first down. It was third and needed about a yard, and he got it. Willie Harper made the stop. Harper playing with a broken finger.
You know, it's interesting, they put Dean in on Stark on the first play. In the second play, they put him over there in Jacoby. The Redskins saw it, just ran right on him, at him.
There's that cast that Harper has on his left hand.
Well, as Bill Walsh said, he said the big thing is, you see, he has freedom of the wrist, that the cast is over the hand part, and he can't move and bend the wrist.
He probably won't get too many interceptions today, however. Here's Theismann back to throw, and he has Clint Didier. Didier hangs on and is knocked out of bounds by Carlton Williamson after a gain of 9.
Let's watch Didier out here. He'll go against Carlton Williamson, 27. He's a strong safety. See, he's looking into the backfield. Now he picks up Didier. Didier makes the out move, gets a jump on him, picks up the first down. Or the reception, second down, I'm sorry. Didier's an interesting story. He was a free agent that Joe Gibbs found when he was working out Lomax.
Washington, the ball carrier, replaced Riggins. Washington breaks into the secondary inside the 49er 30. Willie Harper on a tackle.
We're just talking about Didier, who caught the ball on last play. Now watch on the left-hand side of the screen. He comes in motion, and he makes the lead block right there to spring Joe Washington to the inside.
Block on Carlton Williamson by Didier. Didier was a wide receiver in college, but he's grown a little since then. He's 6'5" and 240. Joe Washington still the lone setback. The 49ers fear him. Well, they should. Washington cuts back over the middle. Ball is loose, and the 49ers scramble and have it. Lawrence Pillars falls on it, and the Redskins will come away empty. Boy, that ball really popped out of there. Jack Reynolds made the hit that caused it.
Looked like a forward pass. Looked like it was shot out of a missile. Watch this thing. See if we can see Jack Reynolds there. He's number 64. He's reading it. Now what? There goes right there Joe Washington. He gets hit right there. I think it was by it was someone else. It was Dwight Hicks, I think, who comes up and makes the play. Watch Hicks here, 22. He's the guy that hits the ball. He put his shoulder pad right on the ball. Whap! It goes right out of there.
And Pillars comes up with it. 0-0. Joe Washington just fumbled for Washington, and that's a rare occurrence for them. They led the NFL in the turnover category this year. A plus 43. That means they got it from you 43 times more than you got it from them. Montana starts Russ Francis in motion and goes back to throw. So he's okay. Pump fake by Montana. Out he comes. Montana chased out of bounds by Anthony Washington, but a good game nevertheless. He is, as I mentioned before, a magnificent athlete.
Well, you know, the interesting thing, both coaches said it. Joe Gibbs says, you know, the thing I worry about Montana is if he has something open, he can always hit it. But if he doesn't have something open, he can run and still get a big play on you. And that's what Bill Walsh was saying. He says, you know, we have to do that. He said, Joe Montana has to be able to run.
6:49 left to play in the first quarter. 0-0 score as they measure to see if Montana scrambled for that first down. He's about a foot short. Just not to belabor the point, but if you watched last week when the Redskins annihilated the Rams, the field was in very treacherous shape. Today it's pretty good.
And I think that's an advantage for the 49ers. I think all those things. I think the weather is better today, which is an advantage. The field is in better shape. And as we said earlier, they got in here on Thursday night. I think if you can adjust to that time difference, I think that they're able to do it. If that's possible. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Because it's 9:30 back home. So they're just kind of, you know, used to getting up now and having a cup of coffee and getting the cobwebs out and stuff.
Coffee game. Second and about a foot. Montana fakes, pump fakes. Goes outside to Mike Wilson. And he has the 49er first down. Big shoes to fill for him. Dwight Clark, of course, their leading receiver and Montana's favorite target the last few years, is out with a knee injury, and Wilson has taken his place. But in talking to Dwight Clark Friday at practice, he said, hey, this guy is bigger than I am and faster than I am. He's got all the tools.
And he doesn't have the experience or maybe the ability that Dwight Clark did. He definitely doesn't have the experience.
First down for the Niners. Their own 32. Montana. Play pass fake again. He goes deep. Incomplete. Intended for Freddie Solomon. Right there with him was Darrell Green. And he had some help from Anthony Washington.
Well, that's one of the plays that we knew we were going to see early. Remember, Bill Walsh was saying that we have to surprise them, we have to keep them off balance, and we want to go deep on them early. See, now, Bill Walsh, I was saying, he has the play scripted. He has the first 25 plays that he's going to run today on that sheet. He did that last night. He decided on those plays. He gave it to the players last night, and he stays with that order.
2nd and 10. They give to Tyler, and Tyler comes over the left side for about 4. Neil Olkowitz stopped him. Now the Redskins come in with their pass rushing unit, which includes Coleman, Tony McGee, and Perry Brooks. Vernon Dean also. So that's the nickel package.
And I'll bet you one thing that we'll see on this nickel package, because the Redskins, their front line, they like to stunt. You know, bring the end inside and the tackle outside. Against this today, I think we're going to see Joe Montana run out against it quite a bit.
Ronaldo Nehemiah is one of the 49er receivers. Montana throws outside, intended for Skeets Nehemiah, and he cut back inside. Let's look and see if they did indeed stunt that time.
Well, they always do on the passing downs. Now watch him here. We'll see Butts, 65, the tackle. He'll go to the outside. See, McGee starts to the inside. Here comes Brooks from the outside. That time it was a tackle stunt where Butts and the other tackle, Perry Brooks, crossed. But they always have some type of action going with that defensive line.
Tom Oros back to punt for the 49ers. This time he won't be aiming for out of bounds, and Giaquinto is deep for the Redskins. 49ers shifting around. 30-second clock down to 9 seconds. They haven't snapped it yet. Now they do. Oros this time kicks away, and not a very good kick. Giaquinto handle, and is hit immediately, shakes a tackle. Giaquinto up the sideline, gets back, and the Redskins have it close to midfield. Good return. Again, not a very good punt. 31 yards is all. 15-yard return, so the net is 16. And Bill Walsh again said, we have to have a good game from Oros if we're going to win. So far, he hasn't done it. It's 0-0 with 5:42 left first quarter. Pat Summerall, John Madden, RFK Stadium in Washington. 0-0 score. Redskins from midfield. Theismann will throw on first down. Trying to go deep. Looking for Didier. Can't get him. Keena Turner, who is, as far as linebackers go, the best of the pass defenders on the 49er side.
Here's how the 49ers call the play. Joe Gibbs tells the Redskins. Joe Gibbs tells Don Bro the play, and Don Bro gives the signal. There's a lot of stuff goes in that. You see, Gibbs, I don't even know if he knows the signals. Bro works those out with Joe Theismann. You know, here, boom, 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 boom,
It'll be 2nd and 10 as Monk moves to the right. Didier is on the flank, and now he goes in motion. Theismann looking left. Throws left. Incomplete. Throws high, intended for Charlie Brown, deflected by Ricky Ellison. It's quite a story. Ricky Ellison, a lot of people thought he wouldn't be able to play. His knees were so bad. But he's come on and become an outstanding player for the 49ers.
One of the people that thought that was John Robinson last week. Remember, he was saying, geez, that Ricky Ellison is a heck of a kid, but I never thought he'd be able to play with those knees.
But he's played and played extremely well.
I'll tell you one thing I like. The guy plays the game with emotion. Doggone it, that's the way it has to be played.
Redskins go on 3rd and 10 and go deep. They have a man. Knocked away at the last second, intended for Giaquinto. Ronnie Lott back there with him. Ronnie Lott made up the ground right at the end.
Ronnie Lott says he loves to play man-to-man coverage. He says, because I'm an athlete, and he says, I can use my athletic skills against another athlete. So he doesn't like that zone. He said, all you're doing, you're just part of a scheme. He said, man-to-man, let me play against my man, me and my guy type of deal.
Jeff Hayes has punted one time. This will be his second. Dana McLemore back deep for the 49ers. Nobody offside. Hayes off the side of his foot. Not a very good punt. Bounces in favor of the Redskins, however, down inside the 10, and they down it about the 8. Hayes got the good bounce. 42 yards it winds up to be, and inside the 10-yard line. He's had a very good year at that, inside. Next weekend on CBS Sports Saturday, there is lightweight boxing. Rockin' Robin Blake squares off against undefeated Harry Arroyo. Then we'll have World Cup skiing, the men's downhill. That's all on CBS Sports Sunday. Howard Davis continues his quest for the world lightweight title against Tyrone Crawley. All that coming up next weekend. On 1st down, Montana goes from his own goal line, trying to go deep for Solomon. And can't get him. Darrell Green right back there with him. Montana's upset about something.
I think, you know, the problem, I think, is the only guy that he had out there was Freddie Solomon, and I don't think he's upset with Freddie. I think he's upset with someone else who was probably supposed to be short in that pattern. You know, the one thing that they're trying to do offensively is loosen up this Redskin defense. You know, make them, you know, think deep, get back, you know, spread them out, get them back so that then they can make other things work.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 49er 8. This time the handoff to Wendell Tyler. He breaks a couple of tackles, gets out past the 10 to about the 14 before Darrell Green and Rich Millott come up to make the hit and make the stop. Roger Craig has really developed for the 49ers. Not much doing so far today, but he and Wendell Tyler both carried the ball 176 times. How many times do you think something like that would work out? That's during the regular season. Craig 8 touchdowns, Tyler 4. Mel Kaufman is the injured Redskin down. Joe Gibbs seemed very relaxed when we visited with him day before yesterday and yesterday at practice.
He's not relaxed today.
No. See what happened to Kaufman if we can pick it up.
Well, he was a left linebacker, you know, and he's been doing a heck of a job. He replaced Monty Coleman as a starter, number 55 right there. You see, it looks like he gets in there on the tackle, and then the whole pile comes down on him. You never know what's going to happen to you when you get around those piles.
Sometimes that happens. Mel Kaufman. There is Jack Kent Cook, the owner of the Redskins, pacing up and down in his box, the chairman of the board. 0-0 His team tied with the 49ers at the moment. Darrell Green coming over to check on Mel Kaufman. One thing the Redskins have been able to avoid most of the year. They got some people hurt at the end of the year. But everybody got well. They had an extra week off, and they were pretty healthy.
You know, and just to show you the type of team that the Redskins is, do you see the guy that was over him? That was number 51, Monty Coleman. Monty Coleman was the starter at that left linebacker. He became injured. Mel Kaufman came in and played for him and played so well that Monty Coleman didn't get back in. He comes in on the passing downs now, but now he's going to have to go in and play again in place of Kaufman.
Kaufman being assisted to his feet, appears to be okay. Will come out for a few plays, and as John Madden just told you, Coleman will take his place.
You know, one thing, it looks like he got hit in that head shoulder area. You know how you get hit there and you get that twinge and it goes down and your arms go numb? You see how he's moving his hands and his arms and trying to get some feeling back there. That's a scary feeling.
When you can't feel anything. 3rd and 3. 4:40 left to play in the first quarter. Still no score between the Redskins and the 49ers. Montana will throw for it. Has Solomon, loses it. Almost intercepted by Darrell Green, but he couldn't find the handle either. Solomon can't hang on. Mel Kaufman over on the Redskin bench being attended to. Tom Oros, who's had not a very good day so far.
Your average is 19.5.
You need more than that. Nick Giaquinto and Darrell Green back for the Redskins. It's going to be Giaquinto signaling for the fair catch. As the Redskins continue to squeeze in 49er territory, and they will operate from the Niner 48, a 33-yard punt. So Joe Theismann and the Redskin offensive unit come on. First quarter, no score. That's a little surprising already. 49er defense doing the job to which they were assigned. Theismann has Riggins behind him. 1st and 10 Redskins, their own, the 49er 48, and he gives to Riggins. Riggins burrows for about 4. Lawrence Pillars made the stop. Just to give you an idea, the offensive line of the Redskins, who call themselves the Hogs, look at the size of these guys. The average 285 pounds plus. And the height 6'5", Jacoby the biggest. And their opponents, you can see this 49er defensive line average of 242. That's the 2 linebackers in the middle, in addition to the line. As Riggin tries to get around the corner, is cut down on the outside, gets to the 40.
I'll tell you one thing, the 49er defense is really doing a pretty good job here early of not giving Riggins anything, especially to the inside. And that's what they want to do, you know, is hold up that inside, make him bounce or make him go to the outside. But I'll tell you one thing about those Hogs and Riggins is they wear you down. And they're never as good early as they are later.
That was Keena Turner who tripped him up that time. So it'll be 3rd down for the Redskins. They need about 2. Washington has replaced Riggins. Giaquinto was the man in motion as Theismann goes back to throw and throws. Incomplete. Charlie Brown upset because he thought he had it. Was not a good throw from Theismann.
Again, the big thing here is Fred Dean. You see 74. They want to get him in the pass rush. He's their pass rusher. They have to get him off Joe Theismann. But doggone it, when you're going against a hog like Jacoby, that's tough. And when you give him help and you double team, that's a double tough deal.
You don't get off the line very often. Jeff Hayes back to kick for the Redskins. Dana McLemore back deep for San Francisco. Hayes hangs it high. McLemore gets away from it. Redskins down it at about the 1-foot line. Monty Coleman was the first man down, a 39-yard punt. No return, and the 49ers will operate from their own 1-foot line. Bostic was another down there quickly.
See, now Monty Coleman's the first guy down here. Watch him here. He's the outside guy, 51, coming down the field. Now, if there's no returner going to catch it, he can catch it. You see, he sees there's no red shirt around there. He says, I can catch that ball. Now watch, he goes to catch it, but he doesn't want it in the end zone, so he makes a smart heads-up play, just taps it out, and they get it right there in the 1-yard line. There's Jeff Bostic, the center down there. Pretty good play by Coleman. That's a heads-up play.
Excellent. He has great speed. Montana out of the end zone. Gets it outside to Craig, and Craig is cut down at about the 1 by Darrell Green. They only got a yard.
I'll tell you, if that Darrell Green isn't the rookie of the year defensively, he may be one of the whole best in the whole league as a corner. This guy's all over the place. Watch him here. Little loop out there in the end zone. Watch Darrell Green come up there and make that tackle right there. Someone asked him, what do you think when you have to come up and tackle? He said, I don't think anything. I just go out and tackle him.
I don't think about, not about size, nothing. 49ers with 2 tight ends again. Wendell Tyler gets out to about the 8. And the Redskins knock him back. Monty Coleman on the tackle. But at least they got some breathing room.
I'll tell you, that's a big play. You know, the thing that you have to think of here is you need 15 yards for your punter. So you always want to get the ball first out beyond the 5, because then the punter can punt from his normal distance.
Montana looking over at the sideline. That 30-second clock is now becoming a factor, although they can't lose too much. It's down to 12 seconds now, less than that.
They aren't going to get
now
this
they
play
take a
off.
timeout. They have to use a timeout. With 1:29 left to play in the first quarter, and it's still the 49ers nothing, the Redskins nothing. Montana had to take a timeout and go over and talk with his coach, Bill Walsh. That's Guy Benjamin, the other quarterback, talking to him. Next Saturday, our coverage of college basketball continues with a battle of ACC powers, North Carolina and Wake Forest. 2 top 10s playing, top 10 teams, I should say, playing a game that could have a significant bearing on the ACC standings. Get a look at the Tar Heels' outstanding guard, Michael Jordan, who is thought by many to be the top player in college basketball. It's next Saturday at 2 Eastern time here on CBS. Joe Montana over talking with Bill Walsh.
Well, the 49ers were forced to take a timeout. You always like to save those 3 timeouts in bunches for the end of the half and the end of the game. And at that time, I think they had a play in there, but they didn't have enough players or the right players. So they got a thing in, calling the play and getting the substitution in.
That 30-second clock at the opposite end of the field, which Montana has to look at, is in bright sunshine and is very difficult to see from down on the field. Here's Montana back to throw, and out quickly to Russ Francis. And Francis staggers and struggles and gets the 49er first down. Mark Murphy made the stop. 12-yard pickup, and the 49ers get some more room.
So what they did on this play, they go in motion, see, and get the motion man. Then they bring Russ Francis a tight end on a slant. He gets in the slant. Now, he started out, he was the 2nd man in. Now the motion made him the 3rd man in. So the weak safety, Mark Murphy, had to come over to make that play. That's a pretty good play. But I mean, he's the 2nd man. Now you put a motion man outside of him. Now he's the 3rd man in. So the weak safety had to come over and take him.
1st and 10 as Tyler goes in motion. Here's Montana looking and throwing. The ball is batted around and almost intercepted by Coleman, but it stays on the ground. Incomplete. Mark Murphy made the deflection. 49ers have had a tough situation as far as when they began their offensive unit. When they started in action from their own 17, their own 8, and their own 1. Bill Walsh felt that they could throw the ball against the Redskin defense and felt they would have to in order to win. Clock still running. in the first quarter. Stopped now with 42 seconds. Here is Tyler. Tyler breaks a tackle and gets out to about the 29. Ken Coffey came up. Tyler running hard.
I think this is one of the things that improved the 49ers when they got Wendell Tyler in a trade and drafted Roger Craig, that now they have a little running attack. You know, before that, the year they went to the Super Bowl, they were really a passing team. But now they have an opportunity to mix.
So they'll measure and see if Tyler got another first down, and he did.
You know, Bill Walsh was telling us last night that Russ Francis is at the top of the game, top of his game. Now watch him. He comes down here on Dexter Manley, does a nice job of caving him in, caving that defensive end in, and then Tyler can get off out to that side.
That was the block that sprung Tyler for the first down. The 49ers, who started this drive at their own 1-foot line, have moved it out for 2 first downs, and now 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Still no score. And the Niners will not try to get another play off. They'll let it run out.
That was Big Dexter. He was saying, where'd that guy come from?
Yeah.
He blocks like a tackle, that guy.
So at the end of 1 quarter, it is the 49ers nothing, the Redskins nothing.
And by U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start.
Beginning of the second quarter, yards rushing. San Francisco already has 52. And the Rams only had 51 in the entire game last week. So the 49ers so far have been able to do what they plan to do or hope to do. That is, except get on the scoreboard. This is Roger Craig over the left side for about a yard. Darrell Grant, an unheralded, outstanding defensive tackle, made the stop. Number 72 is Dexter Manley, who also assisted.
There's Darrell Grant. He's number 77. You know, when you think of the inside of that Redskin defense, you always think of Dave Butts, but that Darrell Grant, you know, he's that quiet guy, but I'll tell you, he's strong as heck in there.
A yard for Craig. 2 make it. It's 2nd and 8. Ramson was the man in motion. Montana out of the pocket. Flag is down as Montana throws complete to Mike Wilson, but they'll bring it back. It's going to be against the San Francisco 49ers, and Jerry Markbright, the referee, will tell us who did it.
You see, that's the thing about Joe Montana. The Redskin defense got a good push on him. The 2 tackles, the 2 big tackles in there, Grant and Butts got the push, and he's able to run away and get to the outside and still complete the pass. But maybe he needed a hold to help him on that one. That may have been one of the guards holding one of those tackles.
Number 68, offense.
68 is John Ayers, so make it 2nd down now.
It was one of the guards blocking one of those tackles that were getting a push in there.
Second and 18. Montana has Solomon in motion. He gives to Wendell Tyler. Tyler hit right at the line of scrimmage by Ken Coffey. And he is back in the game after being shaken up earlier. Came up to make a good hit.
You know, one of the things we talk about the Redskin defense, you know, in their defensive line and linebackers, but this guy has a lot to do with it there, 48 Coffey, because they always commit on running downs one of their defensive backs to help on the run, and it's usually the strong safety, Ken Coffey.
Just a rookie, but a very good rookie. Bill Ring in the game for the 49ers. Here's Montana chased, going deep. Intended for Wilson, incomplete. No interference as Anthony Washington was back there with him. Montana was hit by Perry Brooks just as he let it go.
I'll tell you one thing, the 49ers are doing a good job. They had another holding penalty on that play too, Pat. It'll probably be declined here anyway. But the thing they're doing a good job of is throwing short, throwing medium, throwing deep, and keeping this Redskin defense off balance.
And keeping the Redskin offense off the field, which is one of the things they felt they had to do.
Holding number 81, offense, declined 4th down.
It's against Russ Francis. And as you heard Jerry Markbright say, it's declined. Back to punt. Tom Orles. Here's Francis.
There's Russ Francis. You see, they're keeping him in there to help block on Tony McGee. See his right hand? It's right up there in the jersey. He just kept it up. He kept it there too long. You can do that a little while. Get it. You'll get that hook up there. You square him up, but you can't keep it there.
4-6. Again, not a very good one. Giaquinto handles. Now he throws a lateral across the field to Darrell Green. And Green streaks down the sideline, and Green is gone for a touchdown. And a penalty marker is down back at midfield. They'll bring the whole thing back. Apparently it was not a lateral, or at least that's what they're saying. It looked backward to me.
Looked backward to me, too. You know, and that's a play that the Redskins have been working on. Darrell Green usually isn't back there. That Giaquinto catch the ball, boom, throw it out there to Green. This is going to be an interesting call.
There is no hesitation on the part of Jerry Markbright. Let's see what the call is.
Illegal forward pass. Number 30, receiving team. 1st down. Timeout.
Let's see this again here. He said it's an illegal forward pass. Okay, now Giaquinto right here catches the ball. He's on about the 47-yard line, and he throws the ball here. Let's see where Green catches it. I don't know. That's about as close as you can get. Wayne Sevier, the special teams coach, the guy who put into play, is talking to the referee right now.
It was very close.
See this pass again. Here's Giaquinto. Now here's his foot. Now he's going to throw back here. Now let's see where Darrell Green catches the ball. Okay, now there's where he threw it from. It's about the 47. Now it looks awfully close. Now if we can stop it right here when he catches it, we can see the ball right here. And that, if that was a forward pass, it may have been, but that was a forward pass by inches.
Just barely.
You know, because I guess if you mark the ball, it may have been a forward pass.
So Theismann's offensive unit, after the touchdown is nullified, comes onto the field, and the Redskins take over at their own 44. Riggins is the back. The counter play. Riggins stopped by Carlton Williamson after a pickup of 23 yards.
I'll tell you one thing, you can hold them down for a little while, but they just keep pounding. Now watch this play. Here it's a counter. John Riggins will step to his left a little, then come back to the right. Behind his right guard, Grimm pulls, his tackle pulls, and this whole thing comes around this right side. Watch it here, all those lines. Watch here, you get a little counter step. Now there goes Grimm, there goes Jacoby. You see that big hole there? He gets right in behind him, splits it, and whap, he's up the field.
Russ Grimm did a heck of a job. Here's Riggins again, over the left side, hit by Keena Turner. Picked up a couple.
I think John Riggins likes to run that counter play and get in behind that big Joe Jacoby and Russ. You know, that's a kind of a comfortable feeling. Yeah, you get Riggins pats one back, says, "Hey, my guys. They have a little shed that they get together at the practice field after stuff in there. Little 5 o'clock club, they call it."
Riggins is big, but behind those two guys, you can't even see him. 2nd down and 7. Here's Riggins again. Hit by Pete Kugler. Falls forward for a couple. Kugler doing a good job in the middle.
I'll tell you, he is. He did a nice job on that play of taking away the cutback. Riggins was trying to start off to his right and cut back to his left. Let's watch here. See, now he's trying to cut back. Kugler's right there. Now watch Riggins right there at the end get hit. He says, "Holy moly." Like someone brought their fist right down on him.
It was Dwayne Board. Here's Theismann back to throw, and throwing outside, incomplete. Knocked away. by Keena Turner and Eric Wright, the other 49er defender. Alvin Garrett was the intended receiver. And here's Mark Mosley, who was 3 for 3 against the Rams last week.
This is tough kicking here from the middle of the field because that whole thing in there is sand. You know, they replanted the middle and they put a lot of sand in there. John Riggins said last week, he said it's like playing in Long Beach.
This will be from 45 yards out with Theismann holding. And Mark Mosley trying to put the first points on the board. No good. Wide right, and things are not going as well today as they did last week for the kicker or for the Redskin team. And it's still 0-0 with 11:02 left in the first half. 49ers take over.
Some official.
Here's Craig, who gets nothing. Monty Coleman was the first Redskin to make contact. He had some help from Darrell Grant.
You know what we're seeing here is a pretty good defensive battle here. I mean, these two teams are really going after each other.
The 49ers felt that they were quicker than the Redskins from a defensive standpoint. They also felt they could throw the ball. So far, the Redskin defensive unit's been doing a good job, and so have the 49ers. It'll be 2nd and 9. Craig got a yard. Solomon stood out wide to the left. Craig was the man in motion. Montana back to throw. Gets it outside to Mike Wilson. Pickup of about 6 or 7 yards. Let's pick up the defense.
Well, you know, one thing, the 49ers are getting good pass protection. Now watch Randy Cross here on Dave Butts. He's doing a good job. I mean, there's Butts is a big 300-pound guy. He's the guy that gets a push on the quarterback. Randy Cross is taking him short, taking him quick, right there in the lane. Right now, and then keeping him close to the line of scrimmage so that Montana can throw over.
That's something the 49ers do a little differently. They take those people early, right at the line of scrimmage.
Short sets, and you have to do that against those big guys.
Wilson split wide to the left. Montana back to throw. Looks, throws. Incomplete. It was Jeff Moore. Pass is incomplete. There's a wild scramble going on, but the pass is incomplete.
No one told Anthony Washington it was incomplete. He was chasing that thing down the sidelines. That's the way you teach your players. So, you know, if there's ever a ball in the ground, go for it. Let the officials decide after. But don't think you heard a whistle. Don't think the play's over. Go after it. And that's why these guys are playing in the championship game, because they do these types of things. See the ball there? He starts there. He never really had control of it, and the ball was hit right there by the shoulder pad. That was close, too.
It was. But he never did, as you say, have possession. Oros back to punt again. Giaquinto is the lone safety. No Darrell Green back there with him this time. Low snap. Giaquinto at his 30. Looking for someplace to go. Is hit hard by Ron Ferrari, who always seems to be down quickly and early for the 49ers. 37-yard punt this time, a 31-yard net after a 6-yard return. Nothing. Washington Redskins last week, the first 5 possessions all resulted in points. This week, a different story. A punt, a fumble, a punt, and a missed field goal. Now they have it at their own 36-yard line. 9:18 left to play in the first half. Theismann will throw on first down and going to work deep. Caught by Didier at the 49er 20-yard line. Clint Didier as the defender. Carlton Williamson fell down just as the ball arrived. 46-yard gain. Let's see what happened.
I think the 49ers are saying he didn't fall down. He's pushed. Let's watch it right here. Didier's going for the ball. I don't know if that left hand pushed him or not, but it was still a pretty good play and a pretty good catch. Carlton Williamson got up and said that he was pushed on that play. That's Joe Theismann here. He really gave it everything he had. And boom, does he get hit by Jim Stuckey.
First down, Redskins. The San Francisco 19. Monk went in motion. They give on the counter to Riggins again, and Riggins inside the 15 to about the 12. Dan Buns made the stop. That familiar counter play again.
Let's watch that counter play. This has gotten to be the biggest play that John Riggins runs now. Same type of thing. Here he is. He'll start here. Now this time he pulls. Jacoby pulls. Riggins starts with him. The defense reacts out here to the pull, and Riggins just cuts it back. Watch him. He just runs away from his tackle on the left. He likes to get in here behind Jacoby. He says, wait a minute, there's a bigger hole right there. I don't need Jacoby. The defense ran with Jacoby, and Riggins cut back.
He got 6 or 5. Riggins again goes to the outside. Can't find any place to go. Good pursuit by the 49er defense, led by Ricky Ellison.
Ricky Ellison's probably saying, when I see it once, I may overrun it, but I'm not going to overrun it the second time. See, that first time the linebackers pursued, and they got in with Jacoby and Grimm, and that time they just waited.
Here comes the pass rushing unit led by Fred Dean. Bobby Leopold also joins him.
It'll be interesting to see where he lined up. He's going to line up here over Jacoby. He's lined up at both ends and in the middle once so far.
It down the middle to Joe Washington. It'll be a Redskin first down. It'll be 1st and goal as Ronnie Lott makes the stop. 8-yard pickup and a Redskin first down. Keena Turner also on the tackle.
Joe Jacoby on Dean here. See, he steps out. He's just so big that once he gets there, he just pushes him right on by Theismann. Theismann has time to look, to see, and to step up and make the throw.
They're at the 4. 1st and goal.
Now we're going to see Riggins for about 2 or 3 plays in a row, or however long it takes him to get it in.
Walmsley is the other back, and he comes in motion, and they give to Riggins. Riggins swings to the outside, breaks a tackle, and steps into the end zone. Jack Reynolds was the 49er who had the last shot at him. One man in the open field against that guy has very little chance.
You always think of how big and strong he is, but he's quick too, and he has very quick feet.
Mosley drills the extra point, and it's 7-0 Washington.
Look at Riggins' hat. He's got a different type of hat. Watch this run. Everyone knows Riggins is going to carry the ball. He always does down here in the goal line. He starts inside. There's nothing in. He bounces it to the outside. Here's Jack Reynolds coming one-on-one. Riggins against Reynolds. Riggins just put his right arm down a little, gives him a little shot right into the end zone.
Reynolds never got to his body, and Riggins got in. 7-0 Washington over San Francisco.
Chevrolet, taking charge.
When you buy a dependable Chevy Chevette, you'll find you can also afford some of the other good things in life. Like extra money for a growing family, or an honest-to-goodness vacation. Because Chevette's so dependable, 97% ever built are still going strong. So you can plan to own your Chevette for years and begin putting your money into something other than a car.
Chevrolet,
And you.
taking charge. If you want it,
I like it.
if you really like it,
I really like it.
we can help you get it. We're GMAC.
I want it.
We're GMAC Financing.
GMAC has helped more people buy their new GM car or truck than anyone, with rates that make sense on models people want. All at your GM dealer.
If you really want it, we can help you get it. We're GMAC Financing.
We got it.
Being a private investigator can be dirty, rotten, back-breaking work. But somebody's got to do it.
Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer.
It's Jack Reynolds, number 64, and watch the footwork and the strength.
Watch him. He just gives him a little straight arm. He kicks that right foot right away from Reynolds into the end zone. He only averages about 3.3 yards a carry, but the big thing he does is short yardage and goal line.
This is Dana McLemore up the sideline, stepping out of bounds. When the Redskins score first, which they have just done, they usually win. They've won 20 out of their last 21 games when they scored first. Over on the 49er bench, the schoolyard.
What they're talking about is that double team on the nose tackle.
First down for San Francisco. Joe Montana, the quarterback. There's Craig and Tyler behind him. Redskins blitz. Montana goes for Russ Francis and misses him. Ken Coffey was back there, and Montana has to pick himself off the turf.
I'll tell you, you talk about pass rush, and you always think of sacks, but there's another thing. It's when you get a push, when you don't sack the guy, but you're right at his feet so that he can't step forward. You see that right there? You see on that play there, it was Coleman was right there, and he couldn't step up. And that does funny things to the ball.
Makes it take off sometimes. Montana's just 5 out of 14 now for 33 yards. Second down and 10. That's Solomon in motion. 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left to play in the first half. As Montana goes deep. He has somebody, Wilson, who had a step. But Montana just missed.
That was on Anthony Washington. You know, Bill Walsh was telling us last night, he says, we're going to get guys open. And he says, we'll get them open deep. He said, but the thing is, he says, we have to hit them. Now that time, that was double coverage. Anthony Washington outside, Mark Murphy inside, and he had about 2 or 3 steps on him, but they didn't get the completion.
And look at Montana's reaction.
Oh, no, we worked too hard. Oh, we had the guy open.
We had him, we missed him. And as Bill Walsh said, you can't afford that. Roger Craig is the lone setback. Montana back to throw, and the Redskins try to put on some pressure. Montana gets it to Francis, and the penalty marker goes down. Monty Coleman made the stop on Francis.
That's going to be a double penalty. That penalty is going to be about Russ Francis, on Russ Francis. As he got started to get up, he threw an elbow.
There's Darrell Green, who's down.
Wonder if that's who Russ Francis elbowed. His official Burl Toller, he called that one, but there's another one over on this side too.
See what happened to Darrell Green. He had such a great game last week. All over the place again this week.
We have a personal foul, number 81, offense. We have holding, number 51, defense, penalties offset, third down.
So that's the explanation. Darrell Green is still down.
Looks like his left shoulder. Let's see it right here. See, he goes down. He's on the tackle now. It looked like his left shoulder there. I don't know if he got kicked right at the end of the play or just hit his left shoulder when he went down.
Like he landed on his shoulder when he came down with his arm extended. Joe Gibbs with concern on his face, and with good reason. Washington leads San Francisco 7-0 with 5:51 left to play first. Preceding message was sponsored by the National Football League. Darrell Green up and off under his own power.
Now what happens here is Russ Francis at the end of the play, as he goes to get up here, he's going to throw his right elbow right back there, you see, at Monty Coleman. Now Monty Coleman was the guy who held him originally. So Coleman held him. They called that. Coleman covered him, and then Francis, you see right here. See, here's Coleman holding. See the left arm in there and around the neck? So they called that for holding. Then at the end of the play, Francis said, hey, you held me. Whack! He gave him the elbow in the head. So it's the old double dipper. Nothing happened.
And it's still third down. 49ers at their own 24. Washington leading 7-0. 5:51 left to play first half. Nehemiah was the man in motion. Montana overthrows Mike Wilson, and the 49ers have to punt again. He had nobody open.
I'll tell you, I think that's where they really missed Dwight Clark on those type of things. Those third down plays. Montana and Dwight Clark were so close. that had Dwight White, they would probably hit those type of things.
Tom Oros having a tough day, averaging only 28 yards, 28.4 to be exact. Nick Giaquinto back deep for the Redskins. Got this one. Good kick. Giaquinto retreats to his own 30. 49ers down in a hurry, and Ron Ferrari one more time is the first man there. A 47-yard punt this time. Back on third down, just a minute ago.
Let's watch Tony McGee here. You know, we've been talking about Fred Dean. Tony McGee is the Redskins guy that comes in, but watch the battle between he and Keith Fahnhorst. Fahnhorst gets that right arm up there. He just keeps it there. He keeps it, whoom, whoom, then he gets the left hand. I'll tell you, these guys are really going after each other down there in the pit.
First down, Redskins, their own 36. Heisman has Riggins behind him. Fakes to Riggins. He goes outside to Charlie Brown, who shakes away from Tina Turner. Got about 8. Eric Wright comes over to make the stop.
That's what the Redskins do so well. They, you know, everything is in a package. Like they run Riggins, then they fake to Riggins, hold the linebackers, and pop a pass somewhere.
Heisman 6 out of 12 for 96 yards so far. It'll be second and short, second and 2. Brown and Monk. Well, Brown comes wide left. Monk lines up in the backfield. He'll come out of there. And there he goes. They give to Riggins. Riggins knocked off his feet, short of a first down. Pete Kugler wins the push in the middle.
I'll tell you, he and Jeff Bostic are really having a matchup in there. You know, that's the thing. On a 3-man line, the nose tackle can't get moved backwards. Watch Kugler. He gets his hands up. He gets Bostic going backwards. There's nothing there, and Kugler comes off, and he's waiting right there for Riggins. When you play a 3-man line, that guy right there is the most important guy, the nose tackle. Now, on offense, the center blocking him is the most important guy. Kugler won that one.
Riggins only got a yard. That's Wansley doing the dance, and this is Riggins over the right side, and he barrels for the first down and bangs to the 49er 44. Eric Wright finally made the stop, but Riggins runs over everybody except Eric Wright.
Look at him. He nods to his hogs. He says, good job. Wansley goes in motion to the left, comes back to the right. Here comes Riggins right in there behind Mark May. You see his right guard pull that time. 73, Mark May. He pulled just whap, put someone down. Riggins is right in there behind him.
3:40 left to play as you look at the book on Riggins. First down for the Redskins at the 49er 44. Here comes the counter play again. Riggins is hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down for a loss this time. Willie Harper made the stop. Tina Turner was the first man to hit him behind the line of scrimmage. There's Harper playing with a hand in a cast.
That's the thing the 49ers have to do is get someone in the backfield. That time, Tina Turner, the right linebacker, must have been cross-keying, looking at the right side of the Redskins, because the minute they started, Turner went boom. He got right in that backfield, whap, and he got Riggins stopped before he could turn his shoulders.
Second down and 14. Giaquinto is split wide to the left. Here's Theismann back to throw. Has Joe Washington out of the backfield. Bobby Leopold knocked him out of bounds, a 9-yard gain. And it'll be third down.
It's a good combination the Redskins have. They use Riggins in the short yardage and pound away at you. Then they bring in Joe Washington. There's Don Bro calling the plays. Look at all those things you have to go through to. You think that's a pass or a run?
I think it's a pass.
I think it's a pass, too. Third down, it should be a pass.
Alvin Garrett's come in the game, so the odds are pretty good it is. Don Warren has come out. Fred Dean into the scheme for the 49ers. Jacoby comes out on Dean. Theismann has Alvin Garrett. They say he is out of bounds. Tim Collier was the defender. No Mosley will get Jeff Hayes. Let's look at it. Just 1 foot.
You know, the interesting thing yesterday, Pat, after practice, Joe Theismann only kept one guy out, and it was Alvin Garrett, and they were working on that exact pass after practice, just the 2 of them. They were the last 2 players out on the field, and they were working on those outs to the right.
43 is Dana McLemore. Standing back at the San Francisco 10-yard line is Hayes. Is back to punt. He's a good athlete. He can take off with it. Hayes down the sideline for a Redskin first down.
Take off of that. You know, he's one of the fastest guys in the team. That's what Joe Gibbs said when he first got him. He said, I like this guy because he can kick, but he's one of the fastest guys we have, so there's always a threat that he can run. That time a little fake, boom, out to the right. He knows where the first down sticks are, and he gets it. Watch number 71, Charles Mann's block here. You see, he starts in there. Now he turns his man, drives him back, Bill Ring, and then the punter can get to the outside. Look, Jeff Hayes looks like a fullback.
Theismann ready to go to work, and does quickly. Theismann scrambling up the middle. Theismann slides down at the 20. Pick up a 5. Ricky Allison made sure that Joe stayed down.
How did you know Jeff Hayes was going to run that? Just before you said he'll run with it, you know.
I just had a feeling.
It must be some fraternity you kickers belong to where you talk about those types of things and you have feelings.
He wasn't born when I was kicking. At the 20. Redskins have it, and that's the 2-minute warning. The Redskins still have all their timeouts remaining as Riggins gets a little drink.
Let's watch that fake punt again. Now here's Ron Ferrari out here. Now to block a punt, you have to come in at this angle. He does. He comes in, and now what happens? Jeff Hayes sees it, gives him a little fake, and just runs right around Ferrari. Now watch, he's the force guy. From the outside on the right-hand side, he's going to come barreling in to a block point right there. Hayes gets outside. Now there's no one out there to get the first down. Really, Ferrari had to do what he had to do because that's the point you go for the block. You don't go right at the guy.
Joe Washington has replaced Riggins, and the handoff is to Washington. He skips for a couple over the right side. Pete Kugler again makes the stop for the 49ers. A little altercation going on between Mark May of the Redskins and Lawrence Pillars of the 49ers. Offense this quarter. Redskins 140 and San Francisco 8. So with that kind of figure, it's remarkable the score is only 7-0.
Look at that Russ Grimm break the huddle there, number 68. You talk about a man being a man. There's a guy. He fills out a uniform for you.
Broke a chair for you yesterday or the day before. Theismann on a roll. Going for Monk, and it's broken up at the last second by Eric Wright. Good defensive play by Wright. It'll be 3rd down. 4th down now as Mark Mosley comes on.
I've always felt that Eric Wright may be one of the most underrated players on this 49er team. You know, he's a right cornerback. He plays a lot of man-to-man out there, and he always seems to be there. He's a real solid player, good cover man. They don't talk much about this guy.
But as you say, he is a real solid player. From 34 yards now for Mosley to make it 10-0. Theismann gets it down, spins it. Mosley misses wide right. And the 49ers hang in there. Mosley has missed 2 now. That one's certainly makeable. Watch how it affects him. And Don Bro, the Redskin coaching staff on the right side of your picture. How does it affect him? You get out of the picture.
And Joe Gibbs, you bend your head a little.
And the Redskin defense moves back onto the field. And they've been doing a whale of a job. Montana gives to Wendell Tyler, and Tyler in the grasp of Darrell Green gets out to about the 26-27. Anthony Washington over there to help out. Clock running 55 seconds, less than that now. 49ers have 2 timeouts remaining. Montana does not use that one. Mike Wilson makes the first down reception. And now that'll stop the clock.
Well, see, with 46 seconds and having their 2 timeouts, the 49ers do have time for a shot, especially the first thing you want to think of here is to get in range for a field goal. So you need about 40 yards. You know, 2 plays around 20 yards, that gets you in field goal range.
That's the first down for the 49ers this quarter. Montana has had a frustrating first half. Brady Solomon cuts back. Solomon still on his feet, now goes down at the Redskin 45. Now they take a timeout. 35 seconds left on the first half clock. 49ers still have 1 timeout remaining.
That's all you have to do. Here's Freddie Solomon against Darrell Green. Darrell Green's short. He has a man deep, so he can bump him, run underneath. Freddie Solomon runs it in. He catches it right here. Boom, straight up the field. He was trying to make a big play there. That's a nice move. You know, not think you're going down. Don't try and spin, get back, make something happen. Get a big play.
Bill Walsh and Joe Montana over on the sideline. Coming up at halftime, the NFL Today, of course, Brent Musburger with Dick Vermeil, Irv Cross, and Jimmy the Greek, all of whom are here and happy. Dick Vermeil's got his hair combed this week already.
Well, what the 49ers are thinking here is one more shot. You know, they need one more pass completion. Then you have your field goals. You always think, get your field goal position first, then go for the end zone.
35 seconds remaining to play in the first half at RFK Stadium in Washington. Redskins leading the 49ers 7-0. Pat Summerall and John Madden. There is some confusion. And now the 49ers appear to be set. Nehemiah in motion. Montana under the pressure of Dave Butts. Gets away from Butts. Now chased. Gets away from another Redskin, Dexter Manley. Now throws complete after a great scramble. Ronaldo Nehemiah came up with the catch at the Redskin 40. 21 seconds. Montana scrambled for 14 seconds.
That's what a guy can do. And the other thing, they only picked up 5 yards on that play. They're still not in field goal range. Let's watch this. Here's Dave Butts. He's going against Randy Cross. Pretty good matchup, but he's the guy that made Montana get out of there. See that push in the middle? Now Montana keeps going, keeps looking, has his receivers working, finally finds Nehemiah right here, but they only pick up 5 yards, and they're still not in field goal range. They need one more completion.
And they use their last timeout. Ray Wershing, 49er kicker, over loosening up.
Remember when they used that timeout in the first quarter? I said that those things really do haunt you because you like to save them in bunches of 3, and it's going to hurt them here. Because if they had that timeout, they could complete a pass anywhere in the field, take the timeout, and kick the field goal. Now, I think they're going to have to go to the sidelines or maybe even be forced to go deep to the end zone.
If they complete a pass in the middle of the field, it would be awfully difficult to get the field goal unit on the field in time.
Well, what they could do is maybe complete a pass, line up, throw it out of bounds, and get the field goal team in.
See what Montana does. Throws outside to complete to Craig, and Craig gets out of bounds. Stopped by Rich Malott, and that does stop the clock.
Yeah, but it was one of the worst passes that I've ever seen in that situation. I think they gained 5 inches. They still, if you're going to throw the ball, get it up the field. You know, I mean, get something to complete a pass that goes for a yard. That doesn't make any sense in this situation.
16 seconds now left to play in the first half. The ball is at the Redskin 37-yard line. Washington leading 7-0. And it's 3rd down. Russ Francis started in motion, stays into block. Montana scrambles out to his right, throws. Intended for Mike Wilson, incomplete. Brian Carpenter was the Redskin defender, and that'll bring up a 4th down with 10 seconds left to play in the first half. No timeouts left for San Francisco. Wershing, who never looks at the goalpost, just checks out the hash marks. Comes on.
He doesn't look at anything except down. You see, he's feeling Joe Montana there. Now watch him when he gets to the spot. He's not going to look up at all. Oh, he took a little peek that time. Yeah, he sneaked a peek.
Well, that's a long way out. 55 yards. That might get no. About 4 yards short. Straight enough, but not far enough. 5 seconds left to play in the first half. You think the Redskins will run it out or go for something?
I think with 5 seconds, I think you go for something. You take a shot because you have the chance of hitting the shot. You have a chance of a defensive penalty, and of course the half can end on a defensive penalty. And there's really not a lot of risk because there's only 5 seconds. Even if you did have a turnover, they wouldn't have time to do anything with it anyway.
It would appear that you're right, John, as Joe Washington is in.
That's a championship game. Right. Take a shot. Don't worry about the horse being blind. Just load the wagon. Go get him. Here they got 3 guys out here.
Yeah, Quinto, Brown, and Monk all wide to the left. Washington leading 7-0 on his touchdown. The Redskins are 26-1 since 1981 when they were leading at the halftime. There's Bill Walsh, the architect of the San Francisco offense and the 49er team. The offense has sputtered so far. Halftime statistics, you can see that San Francisco only has 6 first downs. Have 2 turnovers. One of them, though, was an intercepted pass on the last play of the half. That one was inconsequential. The other was a fumble by Joe Washington.
I think one of the things you have to remember, too, is the 49ers, they've only had 6 first downs or whatever, but they have had some things open, and they just missed them. And sometimes, you can come back in the second half and maybe hit some of those things, and we have a different game.
Dana McLemore returning Jeff Hayes' kickoff and gets nailed at about the 26-yard line by Larry Cuban. Really hammered Pete Cronin over there to help out.
Pete Cronin, he's a special teams guy. He would be one of the hogs if they'd let him in. I'll tell you, that guy is all over the field, that Pete Cronin on special teams. He doesn't play any at linebacker, but he's on all those special teams. And he's one of those wild type of guys,
More and more important they become, it seems, the special teams guys. That's Solomon in motion, and Montana goes back to throw on first down. Redskins blitz. They have Russ Francis open. Taken down by Coffey, but it's a 49er first down. Bill Walsh said in our conversation last night that maybe we haven't been getting the ball to our tight end as much as we should.
Well, I think that and the combination, of losing his top wide receiver, Dwight Clark, I think that probably brings some of that in, too. That, you lose at Dwight Clark, you put in Mike Wilson, but other guys can compensate for Clark, and Francis may be one of the guys.
Francis just limped off the side of the field, might be shaken up just a little bit. Freddie Solomon out wide left. They get the ball to Solomon. Solomon loses it, but he's out of bounds. Ken Coffey again on the stop. 49ers got about 5. Here comes Russ Francis back.
That was an interesting thing, that last play, that first down play. And one of the things that has to surprise the Redskins, along with this type of thing, no huddle here, is using 3 wide receivers on first down.
No huddle. Solomon dives for Montana's throw and can't come up with it.
Anyway, on the first down play, they had the 3 wide receivers, and on the second down play, they had the 3 wide receivers with Freddie Solomon in the backfield. So they want to get their 3 wide receivers in when the Redskins don't have their nickel defense in.
49ers had 117 pass plays in their game plan for this game.
Joe Montana says, you wonder why I'm staying in my room these last 2 days and studying?
Solomon was the man in motion, and Montana goes over the middle. This time it's Wendell Tyler, and he can't come up with it. Is it complete or incomplete?
I think he caught it, fumbled it, recovered it. I think they're going to give it to him. Mark Murphy's saying no, but it looked like to me that it could have been a catch, a fumble, and a recovery. It is.
Right. 17 yards and a 49er first down.
Let's watch it. They say that this was a catch. He had control. He got hit. He fumbled. And now he gets up. Mark Murphy's going for it. But Wendell Tyler gets it. So it was a catch, a fumble, and a recovery.
The Redskins don't necessarily agree with that call. That's Solomon in motion out of the backfield. The pitch is back to Roger Craig. Craig hammered by Coffey again. He got only a couple.
I don't know if I agree with it either. I don't know if he had control of that.
Well, let's check it out again.
Well, we'll look at it. Here he is right here. Now he has it up now. He didn't have control of it. He was bringing the ball down when he got hit. That should have been an incomplete pass. He didn't have control because they had one like that in the first half, and they said it was incomplete because he didn't have control of it. That was a bad call.
I agree. 2nd and 10. Craig only got a half a yard. That's Francis, who started in motion. Now he stays in the block. Montana goes outside to Tyler. Tyler is hit out of bounds hard by Monty Coleman. Really hammered, but that should be enough for a first down.
I'll tell you one thing about the 49ers. I think there's a flag on the play, too, here, Pat.
There is.
That's a sign for pushing by the offense. It would be the opposite of defensive holding or pushing. So that meant that the receiver went down and pushed off a defender.
It could be a pick as well.
Well, it could have been with Craig and Tyler in there because they were both in there.
Interference, number 33, offense, 2nd down.
Right, it was Roger Craig because he was right there at the end. You see him, he's on the linebacker right there on the left. And they say that right there that he was pushing off. I don't know that he did either. I think they're starting to see things out here. I don't know that are there.
That's Eason Ranson, number 80. Montana with a pass fake, gets it outside. That's Earl Cooper, who was a fullback in previous years, of course. He was a fullback on the Super Bowl champion 49ers of 2 years ago. Now he's a tight end. He got 11 yards. He's a good runner.
You know, they haven't used Cooper much this year, and I don't know. I was watching practice the other day on Thursday, and they were working some deep stuff and trying to get Cooper some plays. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in the second half they come up with some type of surprise play to Cooper. Had too many tight ends in there. Francis went out, Cooper stayed in.
From the Redskin 37. Montana up into the pocket, throws, incomplete. Are caught now on the knees by Mike Wilson, but short of a first down.
To throw it, you have to throw it up beyond the first down marker. That doesn't do anyone any good, except maybe it got a few more yards for the field goal kicker.
And the field goal kicker, Ray Wersching, is in now. He'll go from about 50 yards with Montana holding.
I bet he doesn't look up this time. See, he has his hands on Montana, just looking down. He didn't look up that time.
Line drive kick is nowhere near good.
I think Ray Wersching slipped on that play as he went up to kick it. You know, that's the thing. That middle of the field is very soft. Let's see if we can see it. Now, the important foot on this kicker is his left foot. That's his plant foot. Now, watch as he brings his left foot up here. You see it starts to slide, and it just collapses, and he just goes right down. Didn't have a chance.
And he collapsed. That's where they put all that sand in the middle of the field, and it's still Redskins 7-0. It's down out to Brown. Charlie Brown hustles out of bounds.
That's that same type of play that they did before. You know, everyone is so conscious of Riggins that they fake Riggins to the inside and then just, boom, just pop it out here to Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown sat out the end of the Ram game last week with a twinge in the hamstring.
That's a coach's word for you hope he's not bad. So you never, yeah, he has a little twinge, yeah, he has a little knee, a little ankle. That means you hope he can play the next week.
Short yardage, Riggins gets the call. And Riggins gets the first down. Pete Kugler over to lead the 49er defense again, and he's done a whale of a job against Bostic.
He really has. You know, the big thing that Kugler's doing is getting his hands on Bostic's shoulders. Watch him. You see him right there. You see he gets him there. He gets his hands up underneath, just grabs him, just throws those shoulder pads off, and comes right down the line. You know, a lot of guys have to have good hands, but nose tackles do too. To get those hands quickly, boom, right up there, whack, off, and then down the line. Boom, hit those hogs in there.
Riggins got the first down, and Theismann goes to work on first down again. This time it's to Walker. Walker is taken down by Carlton Williamson. But Rick Walker gets an 11-yard gain and gets another Redskin first down.
You know, the thing we talked about at halftime will be interesting now is these guys, the Redskins, just kind of wear you down. And they aren't as good in the first quarter, the second quarter, as they are in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. They get better offensively as the game goes on.
Monk comes out to the left. Charlie Brown is split wide to the right. That's Walker who moves up on the flank and leaves Riggins as the lone setback. Riggins is going to throw the option pass. Has Charlie Brown, and Brown comes up with the catch. Ronnie Lott back there with him. But Riggins hits for a 36-yard gain.
Who would ever think a hog would throw a football, man? No wonder Charlie Brown was open. Let's see if we can draw that one up. Yeah, this is what a coach likes to do. Here's Riggins. Again, now he's going to fake and start like it's a counter play. They'll get the lineman pulling. Now that brings the defense up. He's going to stop out here and throw that thing. Look, who would expect a hog to throw a ball? Watch this, little fake. See the guard and the tackle pull? He starts out there, the linebackers are up. He stops and flings that thing out to Charlie Brown. Man, a hog to a fun buncher. A hog to a smurf, I mean.
Why would you expect a hog to throw it? It's a pigskin. Here's Riggins. Cuts back inside, is hit at about the 6. It was first and goal from the 9, and Riggins gets 3. Jack Reynolds came up to make the hit.
I always thought Riggins, you know, short yardage, goal lines, running in there. Look at the kickers warming up with a cape on. Can you believe that? You never did that in your days. But to see Riggins throw a pass, that had to shock the heck out of that 49er defense. Brown he'll carry the ball down here.
Brown made a heck of a catch. It's second down. Riggins will get the call again. Don Warren, the good blocking tight end of the Redskins, jumps. And they'll walk it off, and Riggins may not get it now.
Offense.
I'll tell you, that upsets the coach. When you get down there in the goal line and someone jumps, I'll guarantee you, Joe Gibbs, he's saying, why in the heck did he do that? Okay, let's call this. You know, we talked about the fake, we talked about the lineman, we talked about Riggins, but watch the catch. You see Charlie Brown? He just lulled Ronnie Lott to sleep. He just came off the line slow, and then Lott looked in the backfield, sneaked a peek. He saw those linemen pull and Riggins. He comes up, boom, Charlie Brown just went right by him.
They're back at the 11 now on second down. Theismann back to throw. The 49ers blitz. They had Theismann. He got away, and now they get him. Back at the 25, Keena Turner. Fred Dean. And Stuckey also there.
I'll tell you, that was a bad move by the Redskin offense when Don Warren jumped offside. Good defense on that play by the 49ers. Once you get them down there, you want to knock them out of field goal. Now here comes Keena Turner. Riggins missed him, and he got in and made the tackle. Keena Turner.
Stuckey and Dean finally got him down, and Joe Washington comes into the game. Jed Pinto in motion. Theismann back to throw now on third down. Looking to the outside for Washington, has him. Dwight Hicks wraps him up, and we'll have Mosley again. He will not try the field goal with the cape on.
You know, one thing I've noticed in this game are a couple things. One is it's a very physical game, and two, both teams seem a little tight. I know, it's a championship game, but things aren't just moving smoothly.
Mosley this time from 38 yards out with Theismann holding. Mosley, no good again. Misses to the right. That's 0 for 3 for Mosley today. Bad day for kickers. He's missed from 45, 34, and 38. Wersching has also missed twice from 50 and 55. Let's see if we can figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, they get the same reactions right there. I don't know why kickers have to wear gloves, but Mosley knew the minute he kicked that ball it was no good. You see him?
Yep.
Head down, chin strap off. Look at Joe Gibbs. He's moving that way. Oh, no. But lips get a little tight. Rose says, I can't believe that.
Still 7-0 Washington.
The Honda Accord LX 4-door sedan. It comes with a long list of standard equipment. Cruise control, air conditioning, a sophisticated stereo, a lighted mirror, power door locks and windows. The Accord LX has everything. Almost. The yacht is optional.
After you buy your first life insurance policy, you may find it's not your last. You may need another policy as a newlywed and as a new parent.
That pass by John Riggins again. Here he is, little counter step. He comes out here, both the guard and the tackle pull. Now that's what Ronnie Lott sees, see, and he's going to drag up. Now watch him here. We see the good fake here. Now both the guard, the tackle, even the tight end coming down. Riggins running. That's what Lott saw. No, Charlie Brown ran right by him. Look at the effect. Now watch Lott out here. You see, he's looking in the backfield. See, he sees the guard and tackle pull and Riggins, and he goes, whoa, I read the wrong thing on that baby.
That was Dwight Hicks back there with him, but again, Charlie Brown made a heck of a catch. Solomon now for the 49ers comes out wide to the right. Mike Wilson to the left. First down, San Francisco at their own 20. Montana back toward Ford. Gets it outside to Roger Craig. Has a blocker in front. Craig has a 49er first down outside the 30. Ken Coffey finally nailed him. A pickup of 12.
Who made a good block on that play was Wendell Tyler. And he allowed Craig to get a few more yards. He looked like a guard out there in front of Craig blocking on that play.
'49er first down. Jeff Moore comes in. It's at the 33. Tyler shaken up a little bit after that block. That's some all. John Madden, RFK Stadium, 7-0. NFC Championship game. Redskins lead. Moore in motion. Montana back. Wilson open and has it. Now drops it. Incomplete. Anthony Washington back there with him. Wilson was open, did have it, and then dropped it.
You know, it's an interesting thing. Bill Walsh was talking about that. He said, you know, I've been studying this defense. He said, we'll get guys open. He said, and when we do get open, we just have to catch the ball. Of course, Mike Wilson just dropped that thing. You got to catch those. Woo.
Wilson checking out those gloves.
Well, checking them out, he ought to take them off.
There on the sideline on the crutches is Dwight Clark, the 49ers leading receiver and Montana's favorite target. Here's Montana back to throw again. Gets it outside to Solomon, who loses it. Rich Malott comes up with the ball, and the Redskins have it. It's a fumble. The Redskins take charge. That's the first San Francisco turnover. Rich Malott made the recovery.
Two bad breaks in a row for the 49ers. First Mike Wilson drops a pass, then Freddie Solomon catches one and then fumbles it. There's Darrell Green on him right there. Oh, did he put the hammer on him? Jiminy Christmas, he went right up around his head and neck, and the ball just popped out of there, and Rich Malott was there to recover. Watch Darrell Green in that right arm. Oh, that's close to being illegal.
Redskins will have it in the 49er 35. Now in good shape at the 49er 36-yard line with 6:29 left to play in the third quarter. And Theismann on first down goes to Art Monk. Monk scrambles away from Eric Wright. That'll be enough for a Washington first down, a pickup of 13.
Joe Theismann has been successful just on first down, just throwing a little quick pattern out here. You see, it's just a quick hitch. He just comes up and stuff. This was almost a big play. Had Art Monk broken that tackle, he would have been down that sideline. Good tackle by Eric Wright, or a touchdown-saving tackle by Eric Wright.
First down, nevertheless, at the 49er 23. Here's Riggins to the outside, cutting upfield or trying to, and the 49ers shut him down again. Led by Ricky Ellison.
Ricky Ellison was right there. He was just going shoulder to shoulder, just square on him. Well, he's become some story for these 49ers. Drafted, became a starter when they had injuries in the inside linebackers, and now he's even in there calling the defenses now. He's become an emotional leader of this team. He's a fired-up guy. Look at those eyes. He's ready. Where's Riggins, he says.
Now Fred Dean is in for the 49ers. Theismann will throw if he has time. Going deep. Looking. Intended for Monk. There is a penalty flag down. Ronnie Lott was back there with him.
It's going to be against Ronnie Lott.
Pass interference, number 42, defense, first down.
Ooh, that's pass interference, so that'll be right where the ball was. Had it been defensive holding, if it was before the ball's in the air, it would have been a 5-yard penalty. Here he's saying now the ball's in the air when he hit him right there. It's that right arm. Because the end of the play was okay. He was just going for the ball. He has as much right to the ball as Monk did. I think they caught him for throwing that right arm up in there.
So the Redskins will have it first and goal from the 6, and now they shift.
Now Riggins will get it.
They give this to Riggins. And Riggins powers down to the 1. Ricky Ellison, again the tackler.
So the tough thing for these guys is Riggins is so big and he's so strong that now watch Jack Reynolds in there. He's 64. Now the first thing you have to do is take on a blocker. You see he has to take on a 290-pound Russ Grimm. Now when you finally get off Grimm, here comes Riggins, and he weighs 240. That's a double dipper. That's a tough double dipper.
Otis Wansley in the backfield with Riggins now, but he won't carry it. It'll be 44. Riggins doesn't get in. They stop him at about the half-yard mark. Jim Stuckey on the bottom of the pile.
Well, this is what they paid John Riggins so much for, and I think he's the best in the game at it, you know, at short yardage and goal line. Because one thing, on the goal line, he gives them touchdowns, and in short yardage, he buys them 4 more down. They'll give it to Riggins again, and somehow he'll probably plow in there behind the left side of the line.
Theismann brings him up. The ball at the 1, 3rd and goal. Riggins again. Touchdown. Big John's second of the day.
John in there behind that big offensive line.
Mosley with Theismann holding will try to make it 14-0. And does.
Let's watch the touchdown play again. He only has a yard to go. Watch all those guys. The red jerseys, the white jersey. Everyone down in there. Wansley leading. Riggins just stuck the ball out there. You see that? He put the ball out there in front. because the touchdown is the ball breaking the plane of the goal line. Watch Riggins as he jumps here. He puts the ball out in front of him so that the ball will break that plane. Look at Kugler here. Here's Pete Kugler, the defensive guy. Look, you can see him looking between his man's legs. He says, where's Riggins? Let me see his feet. I'm going to go where he goes. There he goes. He's going down that way. I'm going to get low, stay low. I got him. Where is he? Oh, where's the ball over the goal line?
It is now Washington 14, San Francisco nothing. 3:45 left to play in the third quarter. Redskins shifting around as Jeff Hayes kicks off, and it's Dana McLemore fielding at his own 6-yard line. Headed left, headed upfield. McLemore outside the 30. Penalty marker down. It's going to be face mask, I'm pretty sure. Otis Wansley was the man who made the hit.
Yeah, it looked like a fit. Yeah, it is. Otis Wansley is the guy who comes in and blocks for Riggins on short yardage and goal lines, but he's also a big special teams player. But watch this one. His left hand, oh man, that takes the head and the neck and turns everything. That's going to be a 15-yarder, I think.
Personal foul, deliberate face mask, number 39. First down.
It was a 15. Deliberate foul.
I don't like that word deliberate. I mean, then you put yourself as a mind reader. How do you know something's deliberate? I mean, the guy's playing maybe 15 yards for how serious it is, but how do you know deliberate? How can they tell? What do they have, degrees in this stuff or what?
Degrees in face mask. Montana outside Wilson. Can't get away. That's a big... Liebenstein made the stop.
Excuse me, it's a big break for the 49ers, though. Good field position. Darrell Green got up there pretty quickly, didn't he? This guy's all over the field. Watch him. He's out here man-to-man. He's looking in there. Sees Wilson get the ball. He's watching the ball. He's watching Wilson. Comes up and just makes that tackle again. This guy's all over the field. I mean, he's an amazing guy. He really is, this little guy. He said, I said, are you still a rookie? He says, I love being a rookie. It's like being a little kid. You know, when you do something wrong, you can say, well, I'm young and I'm little. He can say, if I do something wrong, he can say, heck, I'm a rookie.
He stopped that one for a yard loss. Again, confusion as far as the 49ers are concerned, and they have to use one of their timeouts. Remember, that hurt them in the first half. 14-0 Redskins. We're in the beautiful city of Washington, D.C. Washington Monument, nation's capital. And it is indeed a beautiful city. And they do indeed love the Redskins. 49ers have the ball, 2nd and 11 from their own 46. Yet to get on the scoreboard. Going to be a flea flicker. Montana gets it out to Eason Ransom. Ransom cuts upfield, gets into Redskin territory to their 45. That one I have not seen.
You were saying earlier that the 49ers have 117 passes in this game plan. It looks like they're using all of them. That was Montana to Ring to Montana to Ransom. Look at that chart. He has both sides of that thing filled up today. Look at those plays. You see, he has them all for, you know, like regular plays, long yardage, short yardage, goal line, every situation.
Here's Montana back to throw on 3rd down. Knocked away by Darrell Green, intended for Solomon. Green is everywhere.
Montana saying, where'd that little guy come from? I'll tell you, in the last 2 games, this guy has been dominating. This Darrell Green has been dominating from a defensive back position. See, he followed Freddie Solomon in motion. What? Solomon stopped. He stopped and reached back with his right hand. I hate to go overboard on anyone, but doggone it, he's worthy of going overboard on.
He has been the last 2 weeks.
This guy plays the way the game is supposed to be played.
Iaquinto is back. Oros to kick for the 49ers. Aiming for the corner. Iaquinto lets it bounce, and it goes into the end zone, and the Redskins will bring it back and start to operate from their own 20. Flag is down, however.
It's going to be against the 49ers. I'd be surprised if the Redskins take this penalty. I think the ball going in the end zone, they got a lucky break on that, and they ought to keep it.
Illegal man downfield on the kick. Number 63, kicking team. Penalty declined. First down.
You're right. Don't forget, coming up next week on CBS Sports Saturday, lightweight boxing. Robin Blake against Harry Arroyo. And World Cup skiing. It's at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And on Sports Sunday, lightweight boxing again. Howard Davis, Tyrone Crawley, World Cup skiing, Olympic figure skating. Riggins on the counter play. Breaks the tackle. Riggins barrels for a Redskin, close to a Redskin first down before it's Dwight Hicks who takes him down.
You know, the thing is, I think you have to, we know how big and strong John Riggins is, but the other thing, he has very, very quick feet. Let's watch that play again. We'll just watch it here from the end zone. Now, it's that counter play again. The guard and the tackle pull, a little counter step. But watch the movement of his feet here. Watch, he dips him in, he stops, he cuts to the right, he oversteps, back to the inside, feet moving all the time. I mean, he's big and strong, but he has great, great feet.
Heisman fakes to Riggins. Now he looks deep. He has Charlie Brown. And Brown turns on the afterburner. Brown, touchdown. To Brown, 70 yards. Jack Kent Cook. Mosley will attempt the extra point. Brown has caught 5 passes for 137 yards. 2 big weeks in a row for him.
Well, that penalty will go on the kickoff there. That's one of the things I was always against. They never did. They just give you a little penalty here on the extra point when they jump off sides and knock the center down. Let's just watch the touchdown again here. Again, the fake to Riggins. A little pump by Montana. He finds Charlie Brown right here, leads him out perfectly on a linebacker. Here comes Ronnie Lott. Charlie Brown turns on those afterburners, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Charlie Brown. Downtown, Charlie Brown.
Heisman will hold. Mosley up the middle. Redskins 21. 49ers nothing. Here is hail to the Redskins. Times this year. That goes all the way back to 1937. The penalty will be, as you were saying, the penalty after the extra point infraction will enable Jeff Hayes to kick off from the 40 instead of the 35. McLemore and Monroe back deep for San Francisco. 1:02 left, third quarter. Redskins 21. San Francisco nothing. Hayes goes to McLemore. He handles at the 5. McLemore cut down at the 21. Alvin Garrett down to make the tackle, and his performance on special teams is typical of this Redskin team.
Let's watch one other aspect of that touchdown play. Here's Lawrence Pillars. He's going against Jacoby. Watch him slug it out. This heck, Charlie Brown's running for touchdowns. These guys are still going, what, take this, take that, I got it, you got it. And then they look and say, Charlie Brown just scored a touchdown.
We got to go back down the other end. Let's pick this up later on. That's Wendell Tyler in motion, and Montana goes back to throw. Underthrows Freddie Solomon. Anthony Washington was the defender. Solomon couldn't quite come back for it. But the ball was underthrown.
Well, the Redskins are a very opportunistic team. You know, I mean, they get those turnovers, and then when they get them, they go down and score. Remember the last series, the 49ers dropped a pass, then Freddie Solomon fumbled the ball, and the Redskins take a boom, boom, boom touchdown.
They have a way of getting it done. Nehemiah. Flip wide to the left. Montana gets it to Skeets, who steps out of bounds. Gets the first down. Anthony Washington, the defender.
You know, when Skeets Nehemiah's in there, everyone is so worried about his speed. Now watch Anthony Washington. He's 24. He's covering here. Now look, he's going deep. He's saying he's going deep. I got him. Oh, he didn't go deep. He ran an out pattern. Look at, he's beat him by 5 yards. Now when you see a guy like Nehemiah, you're so worried he's going to go deep that you run deep even when he doesn't.
Sort of a homecoming for him. 49ers worked out at University of Maryland. Nehemiah again. Montana gets it to him again. Out of bounds, first down. 37 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 19-yard gain.
The 49ers may have found something here. Nehemiah on the outs. Let's watch Dave Butts here. After the play, he thought he was held by Randy Cross. Let's see if he is. Yep, he is. There's that right hand on his jersey. He was arguing. He was saying, the guy held me.
Tore his numbers off almost.
There near ripped the 5 off.
First down for San Francisco. To Russ Francis. Ken Coffey, the defender, and Francis has another 49er first down. They stop the clock with 20. Now the clock is running. They say Francis didn't get out of bounds. Francis slow to get up, and so is Coffey. Been a hard day for him. This is the deepest San Francisco has been in Washington territory. Here's the end of the play.
Well, there's Ken Coffey on Russ Francis. We see Francis catch the ball. Looks like Coffey may have pulled something just before he went down. Maybe he got a cramp. When you do that, it's probably a cramp.
Don't forget, and I'm sure you won't, 2 weeks from today, Super Bowl Sunday. Begins with the Super Bowl today. The 49ers or Washington against the Los Angeles Raiders or the Seattle Seahawks. 2:30 Eastern Time is when the Super Bowl today begins.
How about Russ Grimm yesterday when we were talking to him, the guard of the Redskins, and we were talking about weight. He says, last year in the Super Bowl, he said, I was, 295, 300. He said, this year it's a little warmer in Tampa. He said, I'll be about 10 pounds lighter. He didn't even think, that, well, if we win and we go, and he says, yeah, I was playing up there about 300 last year. He said, a lot of it's fluid, though, He said, I'll be about 10 pounds lighter down there in Tampa. That's confidence.
That is. Curtis Jordan has taken the place of Coffey. Here's Montana back to throw and fires for the end zone for Solomon and overthrows him. Anthony Washington was the defender. So that's the end of the third quarter with the score Washington 21, San Francisco nothing. We now pause for a word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Toyota Trucks. There's a whole new generation of Toyota trucks for 1984. Light beer from Miller, everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less. And by AT&T Information Systems, a leader in communications and information management.
One more quarter to go. Washington 21, San Francisco nothing. Super Bowl would be next. 49ers at at the Redskin 26. Second down, 10. Montana, a reverse coming. Solomon back to Montana. The throw to Eason Ramson. It'll be first and goal for the 49ers. The reverse back to Montana. They had a lot of plays in the book, didn't they?
That's right. That's a flea flicker off a reverse. Watch this. Tyler back on the reverse. Back to Montana. Ransom is coming. See him down there in the corner. He's running a corner pattern. That's a heck of a pass because he was really double covered short and deep, and Montana got it right in that slot to Eason Ramson.
First down and goal for San Francisco. Solomon was the man in motion. Montana is going to roll right. Looking for some place to go. Can't find it and rolls out of bounds. At the 5, lost a couple. Almost ran into Irv Cross.
Irv was probably covering him. He's an old defensive back. He sees, the quarterback rolls, I cover. Hey, Irv, he's down there covering some guys.
Irv was about ready to force.
The 49ers have to get this in here. I think what happened on that play, I think that some receiver didn't get out. It looked like he didn't have anyone out there to throw to, so he just took it out of bounds.
So it'll be second down and goal from the 5 now. Solomon goes in motion again. Montana. Outside Craig. Darrell Green had a bead on it. And on Craig.
Bill Walsh is looking there at that list. I would think he should come up with some play that's away from Darrell Green. I would say I've given that guy enough chances today. Let's see if we got something here away from Darrell Green. He's just putting in Mike Wilson there. This is where you like to throw to a tight end because you get that big target like a, Russ Francis. He's 6'6", that type of thing, or even an Eason Ramson.
Of course, Montana is very mobile, capable of running again himself. Wilson got the touchdown for San Francisco. Anthony Washington was the Redskin defender, but Montana got him in.
That's a big play for the 49ers. We saw Bill Walsh. He called Wilson's number, and he sent him in with a play. We saw him right there go in. He said, go in there, line up tight. He lines up as a tight end on the left side. Montana comes back. Wilson just runs an out. Montana hits him right there. That's a pretty good move there by Wilson.
Excellent. Washington hits the extra point, and the 49ers finally are on the board. 79 yards they went, and it's 21-7 with 14:37 left to play.
Okay, now here's Mike Wilson right here. They usually line him up wide. He's lining up tight. He's just going to come up and run an out right here. And you watch what happens. You see the corner is looking into the backfield. Here comes Wilson. He starts in, stops, and then slides right down the line of scrimmage. See, he started like he was going to run an in or a hook. He just stopped and slid back to the outside. That's an option pass pattern.
21-7 now. Overall, John Madden, RFK Stadium. Redskins 21, 49ers 7, but plenty of time remaining. Ray Wersching set to kick off. Alvin Garrett back deep. High kick puts Garrett at his own 4. Drops it. Can't find a handle. Now picks it up. It's cut down at the 13-yard line by Carl Monroe. The Redskins operate deep from their own territory. San Francisco has already thrown 41 times, 14 running plays. Redskins a little bit more balanced. Richie Pettibone, who runs the Redskin defense, said earlier in the week that he felt that San Francisco, Montana, would possibly throw between 50 and 60 times, and he might be a prophet, as well as a good defensive coach. Riggins the lone setback. That's Brown in motion. Heisman on first down. Chase out of the pocket. Fakes. Keeps going. Heisman hit it about the 18. Picked up about 6. Eric Wright cut him down.
He was trying to throw out here to the right, Art Monk. Good coverage by Ronnie Lott. Now watch Fred Dean on the rush here. He almost gets him. Here we see Russ Grimm come out. See, he just throws that left arm, plays off for Grimm, and he's zeroing right in here on Theismann. Didn't almost get him. Theismann's out of there. All the hogs and stuff were left there, and Theismann was out on the left side.
He got 6, so make it 2nd and 4. He gives to Riggins. Riggins bangs outside the 25 for a Redskin first down. In addition to all of his other attributes, Riggins does not fumble. Tina Turner on the stop. Riggins has carried 24 times and picked up 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. The other one was 70 yards. From Theismann to Charlie Brown. 21-7. Now the 49er defense has got to get the ball back for their offensive unit. On the counter, it's Riggins again, and caught from behind. Fred Dean and Jim Stuckey from the offside.
You know, Fred Dean usually comes in and plays the passing downs. Here now, they want another defensive lineman in there and some quickness. And you see, he's able to take on a block. He takes on Don Warren there, just throws him to the side, comes right down the line of scrimmage, chases that thing down. You know, Fred Dean, you always think of him as a pass rusher. He's a leading pass rusher in the NFC, but he plays the run pretty tough, too.
Not that big, but very strong.
Very strong hands and arms.
Theismann's going to go to work. Bounces it out to Charlie Brown. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Eric Wright was the San Francisco defender. Clock stops with 12:29 left to play.
That was just a bad throw there by Joe Theismann. He just got it about halfway there and bounced it in. My old quarterback, Kenny Stabler, when he'd throw those kind, he'd say low ball thrower, high ball drinker. Tee it up, do it again. That's what he used to say.
Theismann might say that.
Nah.
No? No. Washington and Giaquinto in the Redskin backfield. 49ers have a blitz going. Theismann is down. Fumbles. Redskins got it back. Wayne Board put the heat on Joe Theismann.
I'll tell you, Board really did put the heat on him. He took an inside move and he came right in there. He really had Theismann zeroed in.
Fred Dean and the 49er defense have done their work. Jeff Hayes is back to kick. He'll be punting from his own 8-yard line. Dana McLemore. Dangerous return man standing at the 49er 40. High, good kick by Hayes. McLemore at the 35. Spins away from one Redskin. Gets nothing and a fumble. Redskins think they have it. They do have it. Otis Wansley and Greg Williams down quickly.
Watch McLemore. He's coming towards us now. He starts to spin, starts up the other side of the field, and just as he gets hit, the left hand got in there by Greg Williams. The second hit by Wansley, and the ball popped out of there. Look at all those white jerseys. Guys just diving. Helmets, jerseys, bodies in there. Redskins ball.
And here's what they're so good at taking advantage of. Watch him go to work now. To Riggins. To the 30. Ricky Ellison made the stop.
Now right here, excuse me, Pat, right here when they have a 14-point lead and they get you down here, this is where they give you a big dose of Riggins.
He's been busy. Picked up 93 yards. He has 5 consecutive playoff games in which he has gained over 100.
You know on short yardage he's going to get it. You know on goal line he's going to get it. And this is the other time he usually gets it.
That's what he's done so far, and that's what he has done today. Here's Riggins. Bangs down to about the 26. Picked up a few. Fred Dean made the stop. Joe Gibbs in the middle with the clipboard. Riggins walks off, and Washington comes in. Joe Washington. Nick Giaquinto joins him.
You see, when you get third down and more than 2 yards, they don't consider that a short yardage. This is third and about 4, so this is a passing down for the Redskins.
And the 49ers feel that's true. They put in their pass defense unit, which of course includes Fred Dean. They surprise him. Washington runs and is hammered out of bounds by the 49ers. Don't believe he got the first down.
This is going to be an interesting decision for Joe Gibbs here. Championship game, 4th down. You're talking about less than a yard. I know he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to. He's not going to.
He has put Mosley in. Mosley has missed 3 times already.
You know, he went for it in that Dallas game. I think he's been kicking himself ever since. And it's a tough thing. You get so emotional in this game. You want to, you know, when the fans yell, go, 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 and you want to. The easiest thing to do is to go for it. The toughest thing is to say, no, let's kick the field goal.
It's from 41 yards out. Mosley this time is going to be no good. 0 for 4. Short. He is missed from 45, 34, 38, and 41. Long day for Mark Mosley. It's still Washington 21, San Francisco 7. 4th quarter.
I crushed a lot of quarterbacks in my day, and I'm real sorry. So I wrote this letter. Dear quarterbacks, I apologize for the way I've treated you. Please let me buy you a light beer from Miller. Light's my beer because it tastes great.
This is again, he just hit this ball too low. Straight enough, but it didn't get there. It's a long walk back to the bench.
Watch Bill Walsh here. I think he has a jinx on field goal kickers. He said, okay, let's go, offense.
The offense will go from their own 24-yard line. Just under 10 minutes left to play. Montana back to throw. Going deep. Earl Cooper. Freddie Solomon, I'm sorry. Solomon. From Montana. And the 49ers are right back in it from 76 yards out. It was Solomon.
You know, and that's what Bill Walsh was talking about. He saw that missed field goal. He says, we got him. Let's go for it right now, guys. He said, Freddie, just go in there, get in there tight, run a post. Let's see if we can get something on Darrell Green. He's been on us all day. Freddie Solomon beats Darrell Green and gets the touchdown. He told us last night, he said, I'm going to go for it. We're going for big ones and deep ones, and we're going to get some of them.
And Montana to Solomon got him right back in the game. Hershey's big extra point is good, and it's 21-14.
And those missed field goals are starting to loom big. Watch Freddie Solomon. He's a wing back there. He's tight to the tight end. He starts in. Little move there. Now he's just going right by Darrell Green. He got about 2 steps on him. A perfect pass. Right up over the shoulder. Right in there. Touchdown for the 49ers. That was a heck of a throw by Montana. Heck of a catch by Freddie Solomon.
Right over the head. A difficult catch. Solomon said he was going to try to go deep, as you mentioned, and he did. Montana got the ball to him.
Nehemiah gives you, when he's in there, everyone's saying, watch out, he's going to do good. Watch Nehemiah, watch Nehemiah. And then they sneak Solomon into the post.
He's such a threat.
And everyone's watching Nehemiah deep.
Here's Ronaldo, number 83. Wershing's kickoff is fielded by Alvin Garrett at his own 6. Garrett is hammered by the 49er coverage team. They are elated about this turn of events. Bobby Leopold is the man down to make the hit. Montana to Solomon has turned it back into a game. 9:39 left to play. Plenty of time.
tell you, the 49ers are fired up now, and that goes. It goes, you know, you miss a field goal, your offense comes in there, pops them, and now you get your special team. Look, they're wild guys coming down there. That was Leopold, Bobby Leopold, making that tackle.
First down, Redskins, their own 23. Plenty of time left. 49ers now going with a 4-man front. Fake to Riggins. It's Theismann rolls out, chased and sacked by Dwayne Board. That's the 3rd sack of Theismann by the 49ers, and Board got that one.
I think it's the same type of thing with a guy like Board as Nehemiah. You know what happens? They put in Fred Dean. Everyone's thinking about Fred Dean. Board takes an inside move. You see him 76? Inside move on Jacoby, just keeps going and just turns right up the field on Theismann.
Riggins comes off the field out of the Washington lineup, and Washington goes in.
You know, that last play was one of, I think Fred Dean got hurt on that play, Pat. Yeah, he's going off the field there.
Let's see if we can see what happened. Looked like it might be a knee.
Well, he was the outside guy, and it looked like he started on a pass rush. You see him 74, and for some reason he just pulls up here. You see, and then he starts later. I don't know if he just got a twist in there or what. He's looking around, and he grabs his left calf. I think that was something that he just got from pushing off on the ground.
I think it's a cramp, or it could be an Achilles injury. Second down, Redskins, and 20 from their own 13. Theismann back to throw. Theismann slips. Now slips away. Pass is knocked away by Ronnie Lott at the last second. Intended for Didier.
I'll tell you, Ronnie Lott is the best that there is in football at that. Arriving the same time as a ball and knocking it out.
A couple of years ago, he was fantastic at that.
Watch him on Didier here. You see, he sees the ball. Now watch, the ball gets there, Lott gets there at the same time, and whack, the ball just goes to the ground.
That's about the way it has to be played.
As you say, in 1981, when he was a rookie, this secondary did that better than any team in the National Football League, knocking that ball out of there.
Third down for the Redskins from their own 13. They need 20 for a first. Theismann back to throw. Going for a bunch. Intended for Monk. Incomplete. No flag. Redskins are screaming pass interference, but no flag is thrown. Collier, the defender.
Art Monk is still down there complaining to the officials. Now Tim Collier is on Art Monk. See, he'll be right in there. You see him coming into the screen right there? I think he did get his left hand in there. That was pass interference.
But no flag is thrown, and Jeff Hayes stands back deep.
Well, I think the Redskins have reason to complain on that one.
McLemore standing at midfield. Hayes. Good kick. Good high kick. Chases McLemore back to his own 40. Looking for someplace to go and not finding it. Greg Williams was the first Redskin down to take him down. A 47-yard punt.
Good field position for the 49ers. Let's watch it one more time. Tim Collier, see the left arm in there? That was pass interference. The ball was in the air. 49ers dodged the bullet. Good field position.
At their own 47.
Toyota is turning the truck world upside down, including the competition's V6s. Introducing the new generation Toyota SR5 with a first-of-its-kind electronic fuel injection system that powers this Toyota from 0 to 30, 50, 55, faster than any competitor's V6. A lot of trucks will be eating this Toyota's dust in 1984.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota.
Did you ever notice that just when you think you see the whole picture...
Let's go 49ers. The only team other than Dallas to beat the Redskins at home in the last 21 games. Right now it's 21-14. Redskins. Nehemiah is split wide to the left. That was Tyler in motion. Montana back to go to work. Has has a man wide open down the middle. It's Eason Ramson. And they move into Redskin territory to their 38. 16-yard pickup and a 49er first down. Olkowitz made sure that Ramson stayed down. Second half for the 49ers. How about that one? Think they live with the pass?
Right. Well, if you can find guys like that, wide open like that, and deep like Freddie Solomon, heck, you don't have to run. Just keep throwing it. Getting good pass protection.
Craig with the man in motion. Here's Tyler. Tyler stumbles as he gets through the line. Picks up about 4 or 5. Olkowitz tripped him up.
Well, I think the sand, I think the sand in there tripped him up. You know, we talked about the middle of the field being returfed and all that sand in there. I think Tyler just slipped on the sand. That's what Reagan says. It's like playing in Long Beach.
Not quite as warm.
On a cold night in Long Beach, playing like volleyball or something.
At the 34-yard line, it's 2nd and 7. Solomon in motion. Now he goes back in the other direction. Again they throw. And again, Wilson is open. He gets down inside the 15-yard line, out of bounds at the 13. Anthony Washington, the coverer.
I'll tell you, Joe Montana's found the range now. His receivers are starting to get open. He's reading, but I'll tell you the other big thing, pass protection. This 49er offensive line is doing a heck of a job. Watch at the time Montana has. See, they're keeping those 2 big tackles pinned on the line. Watch them right here. Butts and Grant. You see him? Airs there, cross there. Just fight. Oh, that's a real hog contest. Keeping those guys away from Montana.
Montana looking to end zone. Looking for Wilson. Touchdown. Anthony Washington again, the defender, but Montana is right on the money.
I'll tell you, he is on the money. This is a fantastic thing what they're doing here. Bill Walsh had a game plan. Looked like in the first half things didn't go, and now he knows what he wants. He got them zeroed in, and they're getting guys wide open on every pass play. Plus, still good pass protection.
Mark Mosley, very dejected over on the sideline. He's missed 4 field goals. Montana has just broken a championship game record by throwing 45 passes. That was his 45th. Wersching's extra point is good, and we have a tie.
I'll tell you, Mike Wilson has been a big part of this game. Let's watch the touchdown here again. Good pass protection. Montana has time. He looks, he finds him. Wilson runs a corner pattern right here on Anthony Washington. Beats him by 3 or 4 steps. Woo! Watch him. He's out here now. He's going to give him a good inside move. See, into the right. See there? There. He holds him there, and then boom, he comes back out to the outside. That's a good move there by Mike Wilson.
Excellent. That's 2 good moves he's made.
Anthony Washington said, I got him.
Redskins 20. San Francisco 21-21 with the Redskins. Plenty of time. 7:08 left to play.
And remember, this is true sudden death now. It's not one of those deals where you only play a quarter. This game will be played and go on until someone wins.
Some comeback by the 49ers. They were down 21-0.
This is what it's all about. You know, they've been, neither one of these teams have lost neither one of these coaches have ever lost a playoff game. Quarterbacks haven't either. Wersching fell down.
Kickoff is fielded by Garrett at the 10. A reverse coming. Monty Coleman. A linebacker who can really run. Flags are down everywhere. Coleman is still on his feet and is finally taken down by Halmo.
That's going to be against the Redskins. It's one of those illegal blocks from behind or clip. I saw that. It happened about the 25-yard line. But these teams and these coaches are pulling out all stops. Yeah, legal block from behind above the waist.
There's a 49er player down on the far side of the field, and I think it's Wersching who was in on the tackle.
Well, he also slipped on the kickoff. He fell down when he kicked that ball.
That's Wersching, who is face down.
Illegal block, number 58 on the run back. First down.
See what happened to Wershing.
Well, here it is. First of all, starting on the kick, you see again that plant foot, that left leg, as he went to kick the ball, that thing just slipped out from under him. And then he's still down on the sideline. I don't know if he got hurt on the tackle or if it was that slip on the kick.
I think he got hurt on the tackle. And as I look at our depth chart, John, I don't see that the 49ers have anybody else listed as a place kicker. Wershing's still there.
Well, usually those punters that are specialists usually do take some of their time and work a little at it, so I would imagine that would happen.
In that case, it would be Oros. See if we can find out what happened to Wershing. There he is, number 14.
Well, here he is, right there at the top of the picture, number 14. He's coming in here. Now, Greg Williams is going to come in from the left. There's Williams right there. Now, watch. He puts a hit right there on Wershing and puts him right down on the back. That's where he got it. He got the slip on the kickoff, but it was a hit by Greg Williams on him right there because he's still in that same position.
That was some hit. And kickers, for the most part, are not used to getting hit. Certainly not like that.
That was something. I think the shock of that slip on the kickoff was something, and then the hit right there, like he's trying to shake the cobwebs out. See him give that head a shake?
Next time he might look up. Joe Montana, by the way, in the first half was 9 of 21 for just 68 yards. In the second half, 18 out of 24 for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You know that old cliche about momentum. I don't know if it's an old cliche, but there's something to it right here. We talk about it changing. It has changed.
Here's Riggins around the corner. John Riggins barrels for the Redskin first down. That'll put him over 100 yards. White Hicks made the stop as Riggins gets around the corner.
Riggins usually takes that counter play to the inside. This time he took it outside. Watch it here. Here comes Russ Grimm. Here comes Joe Jacoby. Good block right there. You see what Grimm did? He came out, instead of kicking his man out, he logged him or blocked him in, and then Riggins was able to get to the outside.
Riggins 28 carries, 114 yards, checking things out. Riggins again. This time he stays on his feet for about 5. Tina Turner came from the offside to cut him down.
I'll tell you one thing, the longer the game goes, the stronger that guy gets. Not this guy. I'm not talking about the kicker. I'm talking about Riggins.
Riggins comes out now. Washington comes in. Joe Washington. 2nd and 5. Redskins have it their own 36. Riggins 119 yards. Checking out the atmosphere.
Looks like he either has something in his eye or contact lens.
Here's Theismann outside to Didier. Didier has a Redskin first down. Carlton Williamson up to make the stop. There's Riggins.
Isn't it something, you know, you play the whole season, you play a playoff game, you get to a championship game, and it all boils down to the last 5 minutes. All boils down to right now, your whole season. The winner, he's in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Loser, you wait for training camp.
Wait for next July, and that's when it all began, last July. 1st and 10 Redskins, their own 42. Clock running, 4:56 left to play. Theismann gives to Washington. Washington over the right side for about 3. Gets to the 45.
I'll tell you, those bodies are flying there. Did you see Ronnie Lott come flying in from that left corner? As a matter of fact, he's still down. But he was out here at the left corner back, Washington, and he just threw his body in there. He just comes flying in. Let's watch him here at the bottom of the picture. Here comes the run. Watch Lott just take off and get Washington. They're hitting out there now.
Oh, boy. They have been all day, but now the intensity seems to have picked up. It's Riggins. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long. Pete Kugler, first man there. Well, what a day, what a game he's played.
Well, you know, the 49ers, as we see it here, they're using a 4-man line. That's different. They've been a 3-man line team, but they've done a heck of a job. Kugler has done a good job in that middle. Pillars, again, is in there. You know, strong, not giving them any cutback places. They just got a whole bunch of guys on Riggins. That's the way you have to play.
Clock is running. Riggins is out. Washington is in. 3rd and 8. Redskins will have to throw, and they do have to throw, and Theismann throws. Pass is caught by Art Monk, and it's complete. 11 yards, and a first down Redskins. 3.5 minutes left to play as Theismann drives him.
I'll tell you, that was a heck of a throw and a heck of a catch. This is Tim Collier here covering on Art Monk. It's going to be an out pattern. See, he starts up. Now, the only place to throw it is down low and back. Monk went down. Boom, he got it right in there. That was some throw by Theismann. That ball was a clothesline. He didn't stay in the air very long.
And it had to be. 14 out of 26 for Theismann. They're in 49er territory at the 45. Now less than 3 minutes left to play as Riggins gets the call, and the carry and is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Lawrence Pillars stops Riggins.
I'll tell you one thing. I think that the 49ers are surprising the Redskins a little with this 4-man line. And they're not getting those big holes or soft spots inside the way they did last week against the Rams.
The word on Fred Dean, by the way, we got from Irv Cross, who was over in the neighborhood of the 49er bench, was that he had a cramp and possibly could be back. 2nd down and 10. Theismann looks right, now looks left, goes deep. Incomplete. Flag is down. Penalty marker down. Art Monk back with Eric Wright. Not much doubt about that one.
Well, Walsh is saying we didn't need that. Whew. The toughest penalty in the National Football League is pass interference. That's the longest one. Now watch Eric Wright. He's number 21 going against Art Monk. The ball's in the air. You can't touch him. Tough to see. It looked like he was pushing with that left hand on it.
27 yards on the penalty. Let's watch his left arm.
You see the left arm on him right there? See him push there? That's pretty close.
Yep.
Right.
First down, Redskins. They give to Riggins. Riggins trying to get around the corner. Popped out of bounds by Dwayne Ford. Stops the clock with 2:08 remaining. Certainly they're in field goal range, but it's been a horrible day for Mosley.
See if we can see that interference call again and see if we can see the left arm there, because the right arm's okay, so it'd have to be that left arm or hand with a push in there, because that wasn't it right there at the end. That's okay at the end.
2nd and 6 from the 14. This is Riggins up the middle. Down to about the 11. Tina Turner ran him down from the offside, and there are 2 minutes remaining. And we'll get that 2-minute notification right now.
What's Mosley thinking right now?
He is hoping first down, so he doesn't have to go back and try it again. Or maybe he's hoping for a chance to redeem himself. 21 all the score. San Francisco and Washington tied up at 21 with 2 minutes left to play. 3rd and 5 at the 13 for Washington.
I think the key here is if Riggins is in, it'll probably be a run. If he's not, it'll probably be a pass. He's not.
He is not. It's Washington. Mark Mosley over on the sideline. Here's Theismann back, and quickly he goes in the corner. Knocked away at the last second, intended for Alvin Garrett. Knocked away by Collier.
I see a flag down.
Flag's down. It's going to be against the 49ers.
Holding number 42, defense, automatic first down.
Automatic first down, Ronnie Lott. Really upset.
Charlie Brown. Let's see if we can see it right here. Here's Charlie Brown, 87. Ronnie Lott, 42. He can chuck him the first 5 yards. That's okay. Left to, oh, see, he called it right there. See Lott look over there? He knew right away when he had that left hand up there that he was calling him for holding. Boy, these officials are getting pretty tight here in this fourth quarter.
I'll say. Theismann asking for quiet. It's first and goal, Redskins at the 8. Monk and Brown both get wide to the left. They give to Riggin. Riggin swarmed on right at the line of scrimmage. White, Hicks, and Ronnie Lott. He gets very little. Clock is running. 1:40 left to play. Mosley on the sideline. The Redskins would like to eat up as much as they can of this clock, or at least force the 49ers to call timeout. They only have 2 left.
I'll tell you, there were a couple big plays. One was that pass interference on Monk by Eric Wright that got him down there, and then that run on Ronnie Lott holding that gave him a first down here.
Ball's at the 8. They give again to Riggin. And he can't go anywhere again. And the 49ers are going to have to use some of their timeouts.
I would think that they should start now, because whether or not the Redskins score it, they still need time after that. Whether they score a field goal or a touchdown, they ought to be taking timeouts.
Could be. Redskins are going to take as much time as they can in the huddle.
They finally do. I can't believe that. I can't believe they left that much time go off the clock.
I can't either. Theismann comes over to the sideline. They've got Mosley right in front of the goalpost. But his mental state at the moment would not be too good after being 0 for 4 already. San Francisco 21, Washington 21. Maybe Bill Walsh does have a hex on kickers. 54 seconds left to play. 49ers down to 1 timeout.
And I think the key again here, Pat, is if Riggins is in there, the Redskins are going to run it. If Joe Washington's in, I'd say they're going to pass it. They're talking about that right now. There's John Riggins. I guess he's not in there. So I bet they're talking about a pass. What Russ Grimm is doing in that huddle with those guys, I have no idea. What's the left guard doing with the quarterbacks and all those offense? Look at Russ Grimm back there.
He wants to find out what it's like over there, maybe.
I've never seen a guard come over in a huddle.
Riggins carries one more time. It'll match his own championship game record of 36 last year against Dallas. Riggins is in the game now, behind Theismann. The give is to Riggins. Nothing doing. He is down and down at about the 9. Now, Wayne Board led the 49er defense, and we will have to see Mosley. For 4 today. The net goes up behind the goalpost, and everybody's going to be on their feet in just a second. 21-21 tie. 49ers now out of timeouts. They stop the clock with 44 seconds remaining. Mosley is out with Theismann to hold and Bostic the snapper.
And of course, the 49ers didn't take that timeout to let Mosley think about it. They had to take the timeout to buy themselves some time for when they get the ball. Of course, in the way they've had guys open, you know, they may have something over there that they can hit a Solomon or a Wilson or someone deep.
With 44 seconds to go, Mosley is out with Theismann holding. Today's misses have been for Mosley from 45, 34, 38, 41. This one will come from 25 yards out. Believe me, I've said many times, there is no such thing as a chip shot.
That's one of those things that's easy to say. You know, forget about it. Just get this one. That's easy to say, but sometimes it's hard to do, isn't it, to forget about it?
It sure is. Especially after you've had a day like he had. This one is good. Redskins 24. 49ers 21. Penalties. Pass interference involving Art Monk and the other one on Charlie Brown.
Hey, and two of those things, you know, those penalties were awfully tight. Let's watch the second of the two. Now, Ronnie Lott can chug in there. He can chug in that area, that 5 yards. I don't know, that's awfully close to be calling that a hole.
He was looking out.
His left arm went outside there. That's a very tight call. Here's the first one earlier. Now watch Eric Wright's left hand. He pushes Art Monk right at the end there, and that's the pass interference. So those two penalties were the biggest part of that drive for the Redskins.
Jack Kent Cook, chairman of the board of the Redskins, up and happy at the moment. Washington 24, San Francisco 21. Jeff Hayes will kick off. McLemore and Monroe back deep. Here's Hayes' kick. Good high kick. It'll be McLemore at the 5. He runs out of bounds at about the 18. Larry Kubin was over there to make sure that he went out of bounds. That took 4 seconds. 36 seconds left to play. No timeouts left for the 49ers.
Now this is a tough deal now for the Redskins, because if you get in a prevent, which they probably will, you can't give too big a cushion, because all he has to do is complete about 3 and he's in field goal range.
But you don't know about the condition of Wersching now. You remember that he was hurt on the kickoff return earlier by Monty Coleman after the handoff from Garrett. Nehemiah over on the left side. On with Solomon. Montana scrambles. Gets enough for a first down to the 35, but it burns time off that clock, and the clock runs. The 49ers hustle up. Montana. Quick snap. Batted away at the last second by Darrell Green, and that stops the clock with 14 seconds left to play, intended for Mike Wilson. Washington leading by 3 points.
Well, the 49ers have a different type of formation. They usually have 3 receivers out here: Earl Cooper, Freddie Solomon, and Ronaldo Nehemiah, all out here together. Then they were bringing Wilson from the other side. Cooper's going out now, so they won't have that same formation.
14 seconds left to play. Again, Ramson, Solomon, and Nehemiah all come to the left, and Montana goes back to throw. Looking right and throwing right. And pass almost picked off, but a penalty marker is down. A flag is down, almost picked off by Coffey. Flag down right at midfield. 8 seconds.
And that's in that area where there's some type of interference.
No foul. The pass could not be caught. No foul.
No foul. You heard Jerry Markwright say the pass could not be caught.
Well, that's another one I don't agree with. How do you know it can't be caught if the guy fouled? Now, had he not been fouled, he may have gotten in position to catch it.
8 seconds left on the clock. Washington 24, San Francisco 21. Montana going for the bundle, and it's intercepted by Vernon Dean, and the Redskins will go to the Super Bowl. All the way to Tampa Bay. The whole stadium is shaking. Gallant effort by the 49ers. But the Redskins go to Tampa Bay. For the second year in a row, the NFC champion. They are indeed Tampa bound. defending Super Bowl champions go back again. Mark Mosley, after a frustrating day, wins it with a 25-yard field goal. Richie Pettibone, defensive coordinator, Joe Jacoby. Geisman and Mosley in an embrace. One more time, let's take a look at the final play. Montana trying for the alley-oop.
I'll tell you one thing, Joe Montana had a heck of a second half. That 49er offensive line did a great job of protecting them, and they really made a battle out of these guys. I mean, they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. The Redskins last year. About Joe Theismann here, he says, hey, we won it. We're in the Super Bowl again. But I'll tell you, the 49ers should be proud of their effort today.
They really should be. The winning drive for Washington, they not only got the points, they occupied and monopolized the clock. Here's the first controversial play.
This was pass interference on Eric Wright against Art Monk, and it had to be right there. That left hand pushing Monk right there in the middle. Now, that was the big one. That got him down there. Then on a third down play, here it is, third down. If they stop him now, one, they may still kick the field goal, but if they don't, they're going to have more time than they had. Holding on Ronnie Lott. That's awfully picky to me.
That followed. Geisman and Joe Gibbs. Mosley hit that field goal to provide the winning margin, 24-21.
And that group has reason to be proud. They say, you know, you can't do it twice in a row. Doggone it, they are.
They'll go back to Tampa.
Here comes the most advanced piece of machinery in shaving history.
Who kicked the winning field goal? Jack Kent Cook, the owner, and Coach Joe Gibbs. We do this one more time.
It was a very, very wonderful game. It was not the kind of a squeaker that I like, but it was one of those clean squeakers which nearly petrified me, Brent. You know that.
Mark, vindication. You were 0 for 4. What was going through your mind? What was your problem during the game?
I really don't know. I just wasn't hitting the ball very well today for some reason. They just weren't going straight on me.
And when you went back out for the 5th time, you just concentrated. What did you say to yourself, Mark?
Well, it's no different than about 100 other times that I've been in the situation, but it's just a matter of concentrating and telling yourself it's time to do it. You can't keep messing around. Eventually, you got to make one.
Nice going.
Thank you.
Coach Gibbs, there were a couple of controversial plays. I'm sure they're more controversial over in the San Francisco locker room. What was your feeling about Eric Wright and Ronnie Lott? If we can get the video for you, I'd like you to take a look at it.
Well, personally, I had a tough time seeing it, and I thought there were a couple of very tough calls later on in the game. I thought Art Monk had a chance for pass interference, didn't get it, but there was a lot of tough calls in this game because it was a very close game with a lot of big plays. And this one's, I can't comment on that. That's too hard for me to comment.
Here's the one right now where they called interference.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for me to comment on something like that. Basically, for me, I'm just very thankful, feel very humble. I've been a part of this. I'm happy for our whole Redskin family. Starts at the top, goes all the way down. We've all worked hard all year. It's a great feeling going to Tampa. I thank God I was able to be a part of it.
I totally agree with
your special teams. You were the one who came out with all the gadgets today. Did you practice all these plays behind closed doors today?
I went behind closed doors. Some of those things we work on a lot. It just we felt like at a run pass to John Riggins, we hadn't thrown it in 2 years. We felt like that was a shot. We had thrown it one time. And the reverse we thought was a shot. And we thought the throwback on the punt would have been a great shot. It winds up going forward pass on it. So we threw everything we had out there. There was nothing left. I'll tell you that.
Something, Brett, that everybody but former President Richard Nixon were giving plays to Joe.
All right. We will continue from the Washington Redskins locker room in just a moment.
We won, didn't we?
You sure did win. The Super Bowl 18 hats are out already. Quarterback Joe Theismann, wide receivers Art Monk and Charlie Brown. Art, I have to ask you, did Wright push you coming down the far sideline there on that winning drive?
Oh, yes, we did. We started giving a little pump play action pass, and I was down the sideline. He came over and just pushed me, so he really did interfere with me.
All right, now, Charlie, did Lott hold you at the line of scrimmage? Were you held up?
Sure enough, he was holding me the whole entire game, and I was complaining to the official, and he finally called the right call.
Joe, this was not as easy as the Rams.
Oh, no, there's no question about it, Brent. We didn't expect this to be an easy contest. Last week's football game was more of a surprise than anything else to us because we did get such a big lead. We got up 21 points, and nobody relaxed. You may have thought that we might have, the way they came back, but nobody relaxed on this football team. We know the capabilities of the 49ers.
Charlie, you bust the big one. You get the team to 21. It turns out to be a key touchdown. What kind of a pattern did you run on the play?
Straight down the middle of the field, Brent. They were in a deep zone with nobody in the middle. And we had tried it before, but there were always someone in the middle of the field. And that time, Georgia threw a perfect pass.
Art, that is a very good defensive secondary on San Francisco. They were very physical and tough. You got into it a couple of times with them.
I agree with you. They're probably by far the best secondary that we've come up against this year. They hit hard, they run well, and they cover good, so they give us a hard time.
Joe, what adjustments did you have to make throughout the course of the game against their defense? They're very quick and they're tough.
Well, you know, with John, our basic game is to run John up the middle, a little bit outside. Because they pursue so quickly and their secondary support so fast, we wanted to try and go up top a little bit real quick to loosen them up. And we also wanted to try and hit the hitches outside so we could get 6-7 yards on 1st and 10.
Are you confident now about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think, are we going? Do we go? What time's the bus leave? I'm on my way.
Folks, Joe Theismann.
Art's going with us this time.
Joe Theismann never met a microphone he didn't like.
Be nice.
Now let's go over to Irv Cross, who's standing by with a very gallant loser, Coach Bill Walsh. Irv?
Brent, we'll have Coach Walsh in a few minutes, but I have a couple of defensive backs who played key roles in that last drive. Of course, to my right, your left, Ronnie Lott, and, of course, Eric Wright. And, Ronnie, I want to ask you right off the bat, there was a holding penalty called on you deep in Redskin territory that resulted in the winning field goal. How did you see the play?
Well, when it happened, the guy released right into me, and the referee had told me I got my hands around him. And I thought that, you know, he came right at me, so there was no other way where I could put my hands. He was just right there. He's right in front of me. And then, you know, the ball licked the ball, and it was released. And
What's your interpretation of the rule? What kind of leeway do you have as a defensive back?
Well, I look at it as I got my hands up and I'm trying to jam him.
All right, here's another key play. Eric, this is on you and Art Monk. Where's their pass interference?
He ran a go pattern on it, and I seen the guy's hands go up, and the ball wasn't catchable to me, and I just...
Now, is that the key, the ball not being catchable? If it's not catchable, then there's no interference. Is that right?
That's what I thought it was supposed to be, but he said I got a hand on him, and that's the call he made.
Eric, thanks very much. Eric, Ronnie Lott, 2 tough calls and a losing battle. Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you. And the NFL today will continue from RFK Stadium in Washington in just a moment.
Okay, cross-X right on 2. In a ball game, I don't care how much I sweat. The more I sweat, the meaner I feel. But off the field, I want to feel nice and dry.
All the way to Tampa Bay, the Redskins are going back to the Super Bowl. But right now, let's return to Irv Cross, who has Coach Walsh. Irv?
Brent, it's a real tough interview in this locker room because there are an awful lot of sad faces and gallon hearts. But, Coach, what do you tell your football team after they've come in here and played against an opponent who had it was an overwhelming favorite to win, has played their hearts out for you?
Played a great game. We came alive late in the game. I think we took away the play from our opposition, and it's really unfortunate the game had to be decided by an official's call rather than a march by the Redskins or something of that nature. It's too bad an official had to do that.
Well, the big call along the near sideline in front of you, I don't know if you had a vantage point or not on Eric Wright and Art Monk. What did you see? Did you see it?
The ball couldn't have been caught. It was way over everyone's head. And then it was just an arm out. An official shouldn't, I don't believe, make a call that would judge a championship game off something like that. I just feel so badly for the official that did it and for everybody. But it's over. Washington has a great team. We wish them well.
Washington has a great team and wish them well. And, of course, Brent, the San Francisco 49ers played their hearts out, fell 3 points short. Brent?
All right, Irv, and now for some final thoughts, let's go upstairs to Pat Summerall and John Madden. Pat?
Okay, Brendan, there really is no feeling like that when the season's over after you've been working since last July and all of a sudden it's decided by a couple of controversial calls and a field goal, and it's over.
Well, that's the tough thing about it. You know, the finality of a championship game. The winner, of course, goes on, and the loser, it's the end of a season. But I think that Bill Walsh and his staff and his players should really be complimented, not only for how well they played, but for the plan that they had, and then, of course, the emotion of the Redskins.
And you just take a look at these pictures, and very few words are needed. That tells you, of course, how San Francisco and Bill Walsh feel at the moment. You saw Mark Mosley. You see the Redskins, Vernon Dean, and his reaction. The chairman of the board, Jack Kent Cooke, and his reaction. And the two men who are really co-architects of this Washington Redskin team, which has become awesome in many ways. In many games, they have been awesome. And certainly they deserve, after doing what they've done and accomplishing what they've accomplished, to go to Tampa Bay and be in the Super Bowl.
I think Joe Gibbs has done an amazing job, you know, because you come in and you do it once, maybe you sneak up on someone. But this year, all year, they were the defending champion. Everyone is looking forward to them, looking towards them. And they not only won the championship, they had the best record in pro football. They did everything that a champion had to.
They often said after last year, nobody respects us. Well, now they've gained that respect, and deservedly so. Now back to Brent Musburger.
Coach Vermeil, what did you think now about the Washington Redskins going back to the Super Bowl this year? What are your thoughts about it?
Well, Brent, prior to the year, I was asked this by media people, do you think a team can repeat? And I said, no, with the parity in the league now and the even competition, I just thought it would really be tough. And I think a lot of people felt that. Not only me, other people in the National Football League and other people in the media business.
You know, I want to make it absolutely clear, because there certainly is going to be a lot written and said about the controversial moment of Art Monk coming down the sideline with Eric Wright. The key thing is whether or not the ball is catchable, not whether there is contact. Is that right?
Well, I'll tell you, we saw it from a camera angle and didn't see it from an official's angle down there in the field. That ball might have been catchable from an angle that we couldn't detect from the TV screen. It's really tough to make those kind of calls from where we were sitting. You know, you'd hate to lose a ball game because of that kind of call, but it happens all the time.
All right. So in 2 weeks, Dick, we will be down in Tampa, of course. It'll be Super Bowl 18. The winner of the Raider and Seahawks will be taking on the Washington Redskins, who a year ago in Pasadena down the Miami Dolphins to capture Super Bowl 17. So can the Washington Redskins join the core of elite who have backed up Super Bowl?
Theater in Detroit, and this is a big night. People have been dragging guitars and amp cases all over the place here. We're getting ready for the Pretenders on stage. It started in January in England. MTV has been presenting the Learning to Crawl tour, and tonight